I'm gonna skip streaming it, but I am going to hit record. Yep.
Yeah,
so we should be good.
That'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, because Twitch kept dropping us last time, and that was very annoying.
That's fine.
So, welcome back for Season 2 of Trouble in Tion. Season 2 is now known as Terror in Tion, and we will explore. Things are improving in Tion. You've upgraded from there's trouble in the neighborhood to there's terror in the neighborhood. You're going from the bad guys on the playground that Will Smith ran into to, I don't know, chrysalids and thin men.
There's nothing we could have done to prevent it. What a shame.
There were.
If you've got a giant infected whale in the next scene, I'm gonna need some emergency evac now. Damn it.
There may be a chrysalid encounter that I have planned for at some point, but we'll not derail things. So when we met pre holiday special, which hopefully everyone still enjoyed and had fun with, the wackiness and far out there shenanigans, and obviously we made some things canon. I believe Hook and Tossin is now canon. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so Hook and Tossin.
Who doesn't love a game of Hook and Tossin?
Yep. And Matthew McConaughey does periodically play the part of Gonk droids, I think. Incognitus.
Matthew McGonk.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
Also, John Leguizamo is here. Just the actual actor.
Just the actual.
Yeah, he is in the universe trying to figure out what the fuck happened. He apparently did not understand what the part was that he was taking when his agent put it in front of him.
That happens to him sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah. So John Leguizamo is a guy in this universe. He's just not where you are. So where you guys are, I figured there would be no point in asking you guys where we were, because I barely remembered. But I put a "You Are Here" sticker on the map. You guys are on Raxus Secundus. Anyone know anything about Raxus Secundus?
I sincerely hope there's a Chili's Express somewhere on the planet.
Otherwise, what the fuck are we doing here?
Everyone, give me a single purple general knowledge. Champ, you get like 4 boosts for this because you will know a thing, or you have just had that much alcohol and spoiled stuff.
Just like an intelligence?
Yep.
Of knowledge, okay.
Yeah, it's sort of it's both Outer Rim and Core Worlds. Everyone that succeeds is going to remember that Raxus was actually the capital system of the Confederacy of Independent Systems. So, Champ, you definitely know that this was a place that you guys were some clones and armies were fighting to sort of take. It's a big population center. It was basically the Coruscant of the entire political thing.
Okay.
When the Empire rose up after the war, they sort of got crushed under the boot a little bit. And you guys know Raxus Prime is sort of like the planet closest to the star. It's mostly kind of a garbage planet. Like, there was a lot of like scrapping, like a lot of the Confederate ships and defense stuff that was like in orbit got scrapped and dropped there. So think like Junkyard Planet from WALL-E.
Yeah, I was gonna say garbage planet. I'm certain there's lovely people there.
Yeah, no, there's people there, but like if you're looking for, if you want to, like, there's lots of stuff there. It sort of got scrapped to think like the bare minimum on the work order, and every person working is grady. So they got scrapped to that standard. So there's still plenty of stuff in the various junkyards. So some people will go digging through there, try to find like rare ships or parts, and do like the flip of stuff, like any number of History Channel shows that are not historical at all in any way. Yeah. You guys all sort of got stumbled here. The party had met with Thrawn and sort of given him a piece of one of the adversaries. You guys were calling them phantoms.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So he's got some of the metal from that. He sent Ral home, so Chal's brother is now safe. And you guys left. Basically, got told fly this ship down to the planet and leave it because it's ours. Thrawn revealed some stuff, maybe, if anyone was taking notes or remembers any of the high points.
Yeah, that would have been nice if I'd.
Didn't he kind of out Tila?
Yeah, he
as an
did.
A
Imperial
little
agent?
bit, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't totally sure what she was, but he seemed to sort of think he was sort of believing that she was some kind of agent of some sort, maybe with the ISB or some other agency. Just that whoever she was pretending to be was not, at least in whole, accurate. But what he knows specifically, you guys don't really know. Thrawn is pretty good at keeping you from knowing things unless he wants you to know them.
I imagine, since I don't know the lore as much, was Thrawn kind of like a mastermind kind of guy, like he'll sow discord and distrust rather than like outright accuse someone like that.
Yeah, he is the guy that he's like the, I don't know if anyone was a pro wrestling fan, but Triple H, they always called him like the cerebral assassin. He was always 3 moves ahead.
He's playing 4D chess. Okay.
Yeah, Thrawn is basically that guy. He is not at this point, but I'm in the Legends canon, like the ones that are actually like not garbage. He is later a Grand Admiral. So, and he I think he has like 4 Star Destroyers. Puts Coruscant under siege. Which is pretty wild. Yeah, Matt, he's like the guerrilla meets, I don't know, sort of like, I don't know, if any Assassin's Creed type games plus brilliant military commander is sort of what I'm getting at.
Well, he seems like a nice guy.
Seems pretty chill.
Yep.
He's still sharpening his claws at this point in the story. Though.
After a fashion, yes.
Yeah. So when we left, you guys had just sort of landed and left the ship according to instructions and are in the spaceport in Raxus. Secundus, you're in the capital city. You're kind of near, think kind of a light industrial part of town. It's not strictly zoned, but that's sort of like the density you probably should be thinking about. There are sky cars and things. It is largely city on this planet. There is some nature, but a lot of it's covered with towns. It's just, think more like rural suburb before everyone floods in and everything gets over 4 stories.
And didn't we literally cut to the next, to the end credits of the episode, like as Mech ran up and was like, "Hey guys."
Yes, Mech was like, gee, you guys, I was trying to signal you down to ride with you. And this is where like they showed the montage of him trying to wave to you guys as you all boarded the ship and left. Because you guys did all fail the vigilance to notice a pilot waving at you.
Yep, that sounds like us.
Mech's very wet. It is not.
Just a wet.
Yeah, those suits. Those
Max,
suits are like
chatting up
wetsuits.
women before we got here, what's going on, man?
You all have no idea how long I'm trying to catch up to.
Max! Oh, I just go and give him a big hug.
Hi.
Did you just get out of the shower?
I think canonically 5 weeks.
No, I think it's 2.
I've been canonically like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Boy, did I miss you. Oh, hey,
so
Slushy. Nice to meet you. I'll go put my Kaifer's character. I'm Matt. True pleasure. I'm the best pilot this side of the asteroid.
God damn it.
You know, I've heard of this asteroid. I am a little curious which one you're talking about, though.
Traits. That's a trait. See, you understand.
I say, Mech, this guy looks familiar, right? You know where you recognize him from, right? He's number 1 on Only Snacks. Yeah, remember?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, you guys flipped a point
like
for that.
Yeah. Cocky is like that. That's been a long-standing inside joke for the campaign since you've been gone.
Yeah.
I say, so Mech, I'm sure you have a lot on your mind, but where are we getting drunk?
Yeah, did you find the Chili's Express around this starport?
I mean, I got like half a flask full of cheap ass whiskey.
That's not nearly
It's not
watered.
That's not really gonna do it for all of us. Though.
Can
Yeah.
I look
watered
up
down enough
the
to taste
town
like
directory and find a grungy bar to chill at for a bit?
We all like hug it out and immediately like just try to find
Dive
as much
bar,
alcohol
dive
as we
bar.
can.
All right,
Yeah.
Let's
Matt,
go.
Yeah.
You sweaty bastard, let's get sloshed.
Hey, glad you're alive.
All right. Somebody give me a 2 purple streetwise, and if you're all looking for a thing, you add a boost, but only one person gets to roll.
I don't have any. I have 3 greens.
Oh, don't worry, lads. I know this spot like the back of my hand.
Yeah, you do
or
the
like
roll.
the back of the asteroid.
Wow.
All right.
but
get
that
a-
guy's
Which side of the asteroid are we on now, by the way? Are we on a different side of the asteroid than we used to be? Is your whole thing about this side of the asteroid not true anymore?
I just got back, and you're gonna be questioning me like this? It's been a hell of a 2 weeks.
1 purple?
Also, I missed you, buddy. And he hugs you.
Bring it in. Let me hug you with all
2
6
purple.
legs. Buddy.
Oh,
2
2
purple.
purple.
Okay, boost, purple. Doop, doop, doop.
Yeah, you get the same as me.
That is 3 success and 1 threat. Exactly how I'd like it.
Okay, so the threat, Mech is busy being sweaty and trying to like ventilate himself, and sort of staggers off a sidewalk, nearly gets hit by a truck who honks, and there's some insults being hurled in Rhodese. But as Mech avoids this, he spins and notices a sign that says tourist area and several symbols that you recognize as food, drink, and lodging.
This is actually how I navigate foreign ports.
You look for the pictures.
I look for the pictures.
That's why they're
Yeah.
there.
So Mech takes a strain, and that's what we're doing here. Oh, I gotta roll an obligation.
So I see you like looking at the sign. I'm like, so it's just the place with the bottle. That's where we go.
Follow the bottle, I guess.
Well, I wanted apps too, so I had to look for the chicken wing underneath it too.
I mean, I could go for some tendies right now. That's for sure.
You can find tendies. They exist on places. Oh, okay. Colonel.
Mm-hmm.
After all of the excitement of meeting a senior Imperial captain who clearly was 4 steps ahead of you guys. You're feeling a little jittery and uneasy. Your thrill seeker came up, so you need an adrenaline hit to sort of get your mojo going.
Okay.
So your strain ceiling is lowered by 2 today until you get crazy and do something that would be thrill seekery.
Well, Champ's gonna have a fun time at the Chili's Express then, because I'm figuring that plus like finding out the stuff about Tila. I think Champ is not in a good headspace right now. So this canonically makes sense.
I mean, if I thought she was with you guys, but if she's not with you guys, that's fine too.
I think she's with us. I was about to ask, what's Tila up to right now?
She is sort of looking at you guys like, well, she actually did. This is one of those. I'm going to not try to make you guys remember how things happened. But she basically was like, "Look, I'll try to explain, but not in public." Was sort of what you got.
That's why we're going to a dive bar.
Yeah. I mean, there are no secrets between friends at the Chili's Express. I mean, so are we marooned here right now, including her?
Yeah,
We had to leave their ship.
make a 2 purple general knowledge probably, because you're gonna to try to remember. Yeah, it's to see if you draw an inference.
Not today. Well, 1 failure, but 6 advantage.
Yeah,
Jesus
so
Christ.
Well, not today.
all right, so the way I sort of see this is you started connecting the dots and you were distracted because you smelled $5 apps and shrimp and sizzling shrimp fajitas. You were like, the Chili's Express is right over here, and it is like a block away. Your keen nose has found you overpriced drinks and microwaved but oddly delicious appetizers. And you don't remember.
Let's get some appetizers.
So you don't really remember the exact way things went down with Thrawn. So your memory of the conversation is fuzzy enough that you don't remember enough of the dots. Yeah,
That's accurate.
You're like
Chal controller as well.
Yeah, you're like I got like 70% of it, but you're realizing what you need is in that 30%.
Also, he's an Imperial
but yeah,
officer, and fuck all Imperial officers.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
Always
short
the
stack.
default.
Oh man, I love that
So,
interaction.
how much time in game has passed since we dropped off? Oh gosh, I'm forgetting his actual name because in in our notes I only refer to him as our son.
Oh, Rich.
Rich, yeah.
Rich, yeah.
Rich, our real
We
boy
dropped off Rich.
that we left on another planet
Yeah,
with a mechanic.
we need to go back and get him before he gets resold.
Yeah, so he should be done in about 4 days. It's been about 3 days since
but he's
since you guys dropped him.
Yeah, but the guy was gonna we have 60 days or something to pick him up, right? What was our window?
Once he is ready, you have 60 days. Otherwise, he gets sold.
Champ, we probably won't forget about it. We don't forget about this kind of stuff. It's not like us.
That doesn't sound like us. You're right.
It doesn't sound like us at all.
I'm worried sick about our
guys.
little boy.
What's so special about that one?
Our real human little boy.
Our real human child that we all share. That we all co.
Oh yeah, Mac, in all this time, we haven't found out anything about Rich. So, in case you were wondering.
Well, I mean, it's only been 2 weeks.
He does make a nice cup of tea. That's about it.
Yeah, Rich does make an excellent cup of tea.
Much to
every
Chal just rolls her eyes.
Yeah, if you're in the British Empire, Rich makes impeccable tea. You're just like, oh my god.
The Rich episode was literally the last one I was in.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
We
that
also
seems
got an
about right.
asteroid, like a couple sessions ago, right?
Yeah,
The
current.
last
Yeah,
episode
Champ does
was
have
the
a.
like party that got crashed by a Vader.
Yep.
Yep, some things have happened since then. So,
Well, shall we to the
Clock.
bar?
Yes, let's.
Yeah. So you guys saddle into the Chili's Express. It's, like mid-afternoon, so like think 2, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there.
The only people
It's
there.
not super. It's not. There's not too many people there. There's a handful of people. There's kind of a sad-looking counter with one guy in a hat, sobbing into what looks like a very expensive Bud Light type beverage. And
Grade school
Happy
teacher.
hour. Buy one up, get the second one half off.
yep, that there is a promotion going on. On the one sort of we want to pretend we're a sports bar but not actually pay to be a sports bar. There's a small TV looking thing over the dingy bar. They are showing professional hook and tossing league. The current champion is
Did you all
Doug.
remember to fill out your fantasy hook and toss him for this season?
I got my bracket filled out for the final hook and toss and madness.
Oh, my team
Next
is
month.
already
Hook
out.
him hysteria.
They were the
Yeah, the
first
hook-
to get
Exactly.
kicked out.
James is like hook and tossing. He's never heard of such.
I'm gonna look over, guys. You've never heard of hook and toss 'em?
The hook and
Oh
toss.
my god!
You're
Here we
from
go.
this galaxy, aren't
So
you?
there's this one team, and Matt goes into a long discussion.
Oh yeah, Mac, give him the rundown. What are the rules?
Champ looks so more confused and uncomfortable the longer Mech is trying to explain what's going on.
I think
And
So-
after about 15 minutes,
Chal and Mech are gonna get in a fierce debate about like hook and toss him strategy.
There is several ways to do it. I told my BFF about it when he came up. He was like, this sounds like a mix of cornhole and horseshoes, and he's like, I'd play it. So
Sure.
people like both those games.
I'm telling you, the Yavin maneuver is far superior than the Kashyyyk maneuver.
So
That goes in there
They
just
toss
like
the hook
that.
better, you know. That's
That
what it's all
whiskey
about.
cannot get here fast enough.
So speaking of getting here, you guys all find your way to the nice corner booth that can fit everyone. They do have to pull over a chair for Mech, unfortunately. Is everyone else fits around, but
He's on a stool that's like a different elevation from the rest of the group. so
He's
it's
like
sticking out
Yeah.
too
awkwardly.
short by just
Yeah.
just enough to be noticeable.
he is actually about 6 or 7 inches higher than you guys. So he keeps looking down to engage
like
in
that
conversation,
tall.
and you
So
guys
his
all see
crotch
this.
is, like, right at eye level.
Yeah.
We're just looking right into his crotch. Yeah.
Oh, and it's
No,
sweaty,
if you
too.
try to look up at
Oh.
him as he's talking, you guys see some like double chin, like looking down action. It's very unflattering.
And the underside of Mech's nose and his chins while he's talking about hook and tossing.
Yeah,
It's like putting
exactly.
on your phone and the camera's facing you, and it's just your under chin and all that.
You're like, oh no. I can relate to that. That hurts. DM is taking strain.
yeah, go ahead and take 2 strain DM.
Okay, I'm still at 13. I got a little bit.
Oh, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You guys sit down. Eventually, a sort of middle-aged Wookiee comes over. He's wearing a vest. It's very clearly a uniform. On it is a name. It looks like the letters Joey, but you don't really know. And so Wookiee comes over and as it growls in a distinctly Bostonian accent, what can I get you?
Let's go with
So,
the
good to see ya.
stuffed jalapenos. Let's do a side of chicken tendies, the garlic fries. We'll go ahead and do some mozzarella sticks, some of the cheesy toast. You guys want anything?
Just grab
margaritas all around.
Yeah, grab
Margaritas
3
all
bottles
around,
from behind the bar and throw them out, and I'll just go ahead and make a margarita in my mouth.
Yeah, is this all one check, or is there going to be separate tabs? Because, there's a surcharge for this.
Paying as
Oh,
always.
it's
Hey, you got any
it's
lobster
Asteroid
rolls? I
Boys.
think I
It's
have
Asteroid Boys
Boston.
tweet.
It's what tweet?
It's Asteroid Boys treat.
Oh, yeah. He does get paid for his side quest.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Mackie made the cool
Mech's fan.
Yeah, he made 1,200 credits.
Oh damn.
Oh yeah, you're flush. You're definitely buying.
Oh, all right.
As
worry,
Biddy is like,
Amazon.
my 160 grand, we're not using that. Mac, this one's on you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's only
It's-
like
it's like-
143 grand at this point.
We
I
have
was
actually
spending
been
it.
spending the coin.
It's like the Koch brother pointing at like the daycare worker that's making 80 grand in San Francisco and being like, "This bitch is why." It's like if she's getting 80 grand, they're holding you down. I don't know. So
Yeah,
all
Mech,
economic.
People need to contribute too. You can buy us dinner, huh?
It'd be
Oh,
the
don't
blanket.
worry, I got you, buddy. Gives you a nice slap on the back. This one's on me.
Champ
Okay.
wants to look around and see if there's the equivalent of like large angry biker gang dudes somewhere around here. He wants to look at he's peering around the bar seeing who looks big and tough.
Ooh, do they have the axe throwing stuff?
Oh. That would be
No. They
Like,
don't.
that'd
They
be
do
an
not do
easy
who can
adrenaline
toss in,
rush.
in here.
Ooh,
I was gonna say,
hell yeah.
if you want to find a patron, are you trying to start a fight, or are you just looking to figure out who's tough and you may want to try to like get into it with?
I mean, yes. Is yes an answer?
I think there's just a sad school teacher is all we determined.
Yeah, it's like we heard about the one person crying into their beer, so Champ doesn't feel particularly riled up about that person, but he's kind of just eyeing around and seeing if there's any like loud, and big people around that he could hassle.
There are two sweet little old ladies. Think like octogenarian yentas. They're just kind of sitting there gabbing. They're talking about their
racist?
grandkids. No.
Okay.
I mean, if you ask one of them to tase you, that'll probably give you a bit of an adrenaline rush.
I see
Probably
Champ,
are packing.
I see Champ looking around like, don't worry, buddy. Trouble will find you.
Champ, I got you covered. How about an arm wrestle with your old mech friend? Put my arm out on the table. Come on, bring it here.
When you guys wandered off, when you guys sort of stopped ordering
No,
food
actually, what I'd
and
like
drinks,
to do is, can I kick at Mech's stool? Try to kick one of the legs out so it spins.
yes,
can I
but
make
in
an
a second.
attack against an object in this?
No, Silk, you will not start the plot. We've refused.
We refuse. We reject the plot and insert our own.
Okay, well, either way, Joey's wanders off to put in these orders. You guys all noticed there's no rolls. This is very obvious. Rolling his eyes, and anyone that speaks Wookiee knows that he said very unkind things about your parents. Except Champ. He didn't say anything about Champ.
Well, this guy's also going to bring Champ some jalapeno poppers in a minute, so Champ doesn't have beef with this guy.
It's a 3 red brawl if you want to kick Champ's chair. Or Mech's chair, Champ.
Okay, 3 red. Brawl is actually decent. I don't think it's gonna. Actually, can I upgrade one of my? Can I use a destiny point to upgrade one of my dice?
Sure. I think you just do !D L.
That
!D space L.
D space L.
Yeah. I had to pull up the
Oh,
thing.
okay.
There you go.
One success, 2 advantage.
Okay, so the chair soak absorbs the 3 damage. What would you like your advantage to be?
I would like the stool to kind of spin out from underneath Mech so that his feet kind of. I'm imagining you've described as being quite tall up, right? So I'm imagining that he just lands it, but it
I'm just awkwardly standing there.
well, you throw down your arm for the thing, right, and your ass is way up in the air, and then the thing falls, out from underneath you to kind of go whump, and then you're like, squatting at the table, and maybe I don't know. How good
He's
is
very
Mech's
slippery.
balance?
He's covered in sweat, so it's probably
You're
working.
covered in sweat. Are you gonna
Yeah.
baby slip?
Nick has better balance than you'd expect.
Welcome back, friend. We've done nothing but bully you since you
We
came
were
back.
super worried about you. No, get fucked.
Nick kind of looks at the chair and goes, "Oh, you see, that's what I always love about you, champ. Always taking every advantage you can. Nice one." I'll pick back up my stool, sit down, and remove my arm.
You hear a
There's a
Wookiee
wet
yell from behind the bar. Hey, knock it off with the fucking around.
So, Mech, what the hell happened to you, by the way?
I was gonna wait for the drinks till we asked that, but yeah, let's just jump in on that one.
So this is going to be interesting because I only remember some of it, and that's
we're gonna
not,
need
Yeah.
those drinks.
I am not
due to
surprised by that
canceled
response.
sessions.
That's
Yeah.
definitely not due to anything above the table.
He's just too sweaty to remember the whole story.
He's lost too many electrolytes.
Yeah, we'll stick with that. That's now canon.
So, I can find my notes on this. I don't really remember a whole lot, but I did take notes on the session.
So was it like single-digit dead ponies or like double-digit dead ponies? Like what are we talking here?
No, we can't comment on that. Pony killing has not come up in Mech's sideline yet. In its side adventure yet. But
Snekgo doesn't know a lot about this guy, but he knows about the damn pony incident, so that's why he went for that.
So I can't immediately find my notes. Honestly, I think probably the best thing is to just let Silk do the recap.
So from the salient points, Mech got invited to meet certain Grand Moff Tarkin, who's in the area, and they ended up after basically Tarkin asked a few questions, trying to sort of feel out Mech. He kind of seemed to have gotten what he needed, and then they actually took his shuttle down to the governor's estate. So it was interesting. They went into an office, and it seemed like right at suspicious timing, right as Mech was in the room, a bomb seemed to have gone off, and it seemed like Tarkin maybe was there was an assassination attempt. Mech took some damage, I believe, but ended up surviving. And they ended up getting out through a secret tunnel that sort of took them under the estate. Early on in the campaign, you guys learned that there were tunnels under the city that connected the various military installations in town, and Mech ended up leading through one of those. He got assigned an ISB handler and sent on a mission to retrieve or destroy, but hopefully retrieve, a prototype TIE fighter. When sort of meeting Clocky lined up / what he is not too sweaty to remember. So he was on a backwards planet that I don't remember the name of, but I have on my notes somewhere. I'm just going off memory. And he found basically space Mormons who said, "Oh yeah, we know where the guy who took it is probably hanging out, but you got to help us with the thing. We got damn animals stealing our crops, and yeah, that he was like, I don't remember how that turned out. Come to think of it, I'm too sweaty." And he Mech is going to sweat a little bit into his glass and then take a big sip, and that's the. That's sort of what he's able to share with you guys.
It all gets a little blurry past that. But I managed to apparently get out of Imperial control for the most part. I was expecting to die.
Well, I don't know how you pissed.
We're glad you're not dead.
Yeah, I don't know how you pissed those people
Everyone-
off, but good to
Awkward
see
silence
you,
as the rest of the party thinks. Yeah, we
good
all
to
thought
see
so
you
too.
alive.
Yeah, he went from missing / presumed killed in action to alive. That's a pretty big upgrade.
Considering you can't really remember or adequately describe how you got out of Imperial custody, it's just I'm immediately torn between the assessment of, yeah, that sounds like classic ineptitude and incompetence from Imperial troops, and also they let you go and they're watching us right now.
Yeah, that's Champ's definitely eyeing Matt closely because this is put little red flags in the back of his head. Like we don't have.
I mean,
like,
also
a big
Tila's
one,
like an
right?
Imperial CIA
honestly,
agent, right? So
I know what you
I think-
guys are thinking.
I think
It's
we've
like,
had handlers this entire time, so it isn't phasing Chal too much.
It's like a 50-50 shot, general incompetence / that I'm observing us right now. I've thought
I
the
mean,
same thing. I've worked with the Imperials.
Given the composition of the party / the GM, I feel like it's like 95% incompetence. You know, and I definitely include myself as both a member of the Book of Roy and the Salt and Spray team. So
yeah, no. Listen, I thought we were all wearing a wire. What are you talking about? Am I the only one?
I'm gonna go ahead and flip a destiny point. Eorlax was the only one wearing a wire. And he's like, I guess I don't need this. Oh, this is embarrassing.
Yeah,
boy,
so we're
you
all
found-
working for the feds. All right, never mind. I won't turn state's evidence anymore. That's fine.
all of our we found the rat, boys.
So Joey comes back with your guys' drinks. You notice Tila ordered basically a Long Island iced tea. And she just starts drinking. She's just been sitting quietly. She looks slightly concerned, but she's just sort of like she's eyeing you guys, ribbing Mech, and sort of smiling at it.
You guys missed the best part. Because that was when I said, that's not a blaster, this is a blaster. And then I fucked off really fast while they took cover. No one ever expects that one.
So
Tila's like, Tila's like, I don't think you're allowed to pull that off unless you do the accent. And then she takes a drink.
well, should we talk about the Rancor in the room? And I look at Tila.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. I told you I work for a private employer.
Not exactly
you get
private.
let's say well connected. Here's the thing. I'm sort of a fixer.
Lions on a ledge.
She looks at Champ and is like and sort of offers a like professional shrug. She's like, eh. She's like, so she's like, yeah, I work for Tarkin.
Bitch gets around.
This whole thing is really about his pain in the ass nephew. And you guys all know she's talking about Elrond, the guy who's the local moth, who's basically Brett Kavanaugh, but with more genocide. And the Phantom Troopers.
Right.
We
Okay.
she kind of like leans in and whispers a little bit. She's like, the attack at the governor's mansion confirmed as much. So for those of you following along at home, she is basically suggesting that Tarkin's nephew tried to kill him.
Okay.
And Elrond, he's behind this the program for the Phantom Troopers.
She's like I don't know what the project name is. I know there was. She's like I know as much as you do on this. We knew there was something he was stealing money for. We just didn't know what.
Probably for beer, if my instincts are any guide. He does love beer.
He does love beer. That was one piece of intel we were able to get on that guy.
If you guys give me a destiny point, I will remind you of a fun fact about him that you guys put into canon.
You can have as many destiny points for plot coupons as we'll take.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'll go ahead and put it in the dice area.
Beautiful. So back at the race, you guys actually Eorlax used the mind powers to screw with him, and he ended up spilling mustard on himself. And,
I forgot about that.
And you guys also spent destiny points to make sure that they were out of his favorite beer. So he was in a bad mood for that race. Yeah, you guys. I think you guys spent 3 destiny points just like spiting him with petty things. It was great.
Wait, what else are we going to use them for? They don't have any mechanical purpose in the game, do
No, they don't.
No.
They're just for
That's why
flavor.
you spent like 26 of them to turn Rich into a real boy.
Yeah, just for a party. If you want him to be a real boy other times, it's also going. I'm also just going to be like, I'm just going to make the entire pool dark, and we'll just go with that. Rich is a real boy this session.
No,
Thank you.
no regrets.
Not even one destiny point.
So we have a rogue moth who's trying to get the upper hand, just a power play over his uncle. Well, that's concerning. But where do we fit into all this? Why are you stuck with us?
Well, I know the boss isn't exactly the kind of person most people would choose to work with. He's demanding and temperamental. You guys all know she's trying to not use the word asshole really hard and biting her tongue. But
I guess
you guys have seen those things. It's like if this guy gets this thing, if he gets this going and can take over Tarkin's territory, the Empire's at risk, and I'm paid for stability.
so. Like I said earlier, never underestimate the capacity of the Empire for general incompetence.
And so you think we are the agents of stability in all this?
I think
She-
we're useful tools. She's the agent of stability. We're useful tools for the moment.
Yeah, Kaifer, you nailed it pretty much exactly. She sort of have gotten the impression from previous interactions with all this sort of new information that, like, yeah, you guys are like, assets she can use for things, but like it's really her job to do what she's talking about.
Snekgo is very used to this because this is his entire history of interaction and relationship with Bev. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm the useful tool for the moment. Thanks for screwing me over yet again.
So it's not necessarily the ideal, but it's worked out for you, I believe. Chal was saved from death.
I get screwed away. It's like it's a lot of give and take.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, she's definitely done. Yeah, she's definitely, done things for you guys, and like she is she doing bad things for good reasons, good things for bad reasons, kind of probably a little of both. It would be a reasonable guess for what you guys do know about her. Eventually, the appetizers are brought out, so you guys can all enjoy some delicious greasy appetizers.
Oh yeah, skillet case.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mech. You weren't here for this, but my leg got blown off at one point.
Oh, it was awesome,
Sheila
actually. Tell
kinda
the
saved me
story.
from that.
Tell
Oh
the
yeah,
story.
Champ tried to resuscitate me and failed like 3 times, I think.
I'm not a medic. Let me be clear. Never got medic.
The fun thing is, Mech doesn't actually know the
first place. Tell me.
So I don't think
one of your grenades.
Yeah.
Oh, this is you're gonna love this. I'm the one who got grenaded that time.
Yeah, first time for everything.
Yeah. So Mech, this trooper thing that they're talking about, you actually have never heard of whatever this is. You're like phantom troop. What the hell? Like you are just baffled. You have no idea what's going on.
Listen, if this is Imperial stuff, it's like dark side Imperial stuff. Not saying I knew a lot, but I was in their hierarchy at some point.
No, I mean, this is a rogue player here, so you actually don't know that much more than we do.
Yeah.
But they're employing some sort of cyborg troopers that are really strong, and they're using them very recklessly.
Maybe contractors? If they're competent, they're probably contractors.
Champ's going to cough really obviously like that and glare at Mech.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah. So Mech did nail it though. They were largely enticed back by the promise of more paid work. A lot of clones got kind of booted out of the military after the war. They were aging out, and people felt uncomfortable with them still in the military after the whole Clone War. So, if you guys have seen Obi-Wan, there's like a homeless clone or whatever with like his helmet, using it as like a begging hat. Like that's not totally unheard of or uncommon. A lot of them just kind of work as simple laborers at different places just because gotta eat.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like
So-
some of them kept their jobs.
I would barely call
Here,
these
have some
things
jalapeno poppers.
even alive.
Over to Champ.
Champ's eyes just keep narrowing and narrowing. Like,
He's like holding his seat.
remind me why we're happy you're back again.
All needed a pilot.
Not really.
Yeah, Snekgo's actually been a really good pilot.
Yes,
Mech's eyes narrow.
Tila scoffs audibly at the mention that both Mech and Snekgo could be better than her.
Well, on this side of the asteroid, clearly not the other side of the asteroid. That's still your domain, Meg, of course.
She laughs at that. She's clearly trying to joke with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of your destiny points and give you guys a plot reminder for a thing.
You have full permission to do so at any time.
So, for that destiny point, you guys remember that when you first met Tori back at the open house, the bar you guys crashed in, and met Freery Guy, basically one of like the 3 locations that actually exists in the old city. It was obviously under ISB surveillance. They had it shut down. They were doing some kind of investigation stuff. Tori had mentioned that you guys should see a guy named Morris somewhere in Raxus. She said he's on Raxus Prime. There's shuttles that go back and forth between the planets pretty often. You guys also have money, so you could, also just commission a ride from a private pilot for just be like, yeah, take us there.
What was the name of the guy again?
Morris.
Morris.
Yep.
What was the context that they said we should seek him out?
He could set you up with the ship, was what you guys remember.
Okay.
And also, he's close with Tori, so you guys didn't know where she was. You guys were like, oh yeah, maybe he would be able to know, because she said to go talk to him, so maybe he's in touch with her.
Alternatively, Mr. Moneybags over here, gets us a ride back to my ship, where we can, ride for free, and also pick up your real boy, and then go to Raxus Prime.
You say that, and then are struck with the memory that your ship is still impounded by the ISB.
Which I then point to and say, you can help with that, right? Since you're kind of, in the works with that, I figure you can grease some palms or say, this is not the ship you're looking for.
She sort of gives you this is the GM explaining. When you're ready to leave, it'll be ready for you.
Okay.
Cough, cough.
Noted.
She's like, well, he's still wanted, and she points at Mech for attempted murder of Targan there, so I don't know, maybe you guys should not be there with the ISB people there knowing you and having pissed off the Moff of the sector, who also knows you and hates you. She's like, what do I know? She's clearly sort of like being a little snarky, like, are you guys dumb?
We gotta go clear Captain Flopsweat's name before we can get my ship back. Great, good to know.
I really only sweat with Harvey Cardio and Pretty Women.
And Jack
Just be happy I gave you a title.
Maybe Ensign.
I made it
Ensign
to
Sweaty. I don't know what the Imperial ship ranks are, but
I bet you I can Google that.
For Destiny points, I will accept Mech having a silly but plausible sounding rank.
Do they have canonical ranks?
I'm sure they do.
Oh.
I mean, otherwise I'd just be like Navy pilot ranks.
Yeah,
Dick Ensign third class. He is now Poop Dick Ensign third class.
That's Ensign Schmuckatelli to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's PD Ensign Mech. Yeah, PDS Mech Hamster. Perfect.
Mech was a pilot. What's like the equivalent of an 03?
That would be a captain in the Air Force. It would be a
Commander?
lieutenant.
Information on this random Wikipedia.
That would be a
Very
regular
well,
lieutenant.
my fans are crazy.
Because you have Lieutenant JG, then Lieutenant, then Commander, then
It's Ensign, Lieutenant JG, Lieutenant Commander.
Yeah, Lieutenant is 03. Yeah.
Okay.
Just forget Ensign. Ensign's their butter bar. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of this means, but that's fine. It's like I know my dad got up to, I think, Commander in the Navy, and then when they passed him over for captain, he was like, "Screw this," and he left.
Happens a lot. Yeah.
Yep, that tracks.
But anyway,
Well, we can't go traipsing around the galaxy with that wanted status for assassination of the most powerful man in the sector.
Oh, did he die or was he? No.
Oh no, he was fine. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised him wanted because he seemed cool about the whole thing. Like I was worried he was gonna think I did it, and he just obviously didn't. You know,
Mac, you connect the dots. You're pretty sure he knew that something was going to happen, and he was trying to have he was trying to let whoever was after him think that they were getting away with it.
So is that going to be a problem for us? Or we have people looking for you? Tila, what's I don't know, what's in the bounty hunter Facebook like? What are people saying about that?
Ooh, how much is my head? How much is my head? Oh.
Mech is actually not listed as wanted on this planet. You got Tila plugs in her little thing to like the little like in table. Think like crappy Red Robin tablet they put on the table for the kids. She plugs into this and is just like, well, Mech's name or picture isn't associated with it here, but wouldn't shock me if he's still wanted by name and face back at Dernbach, but we don't want to go back to Dernbach, do we? Not yet.
See, it's fine. It's all fine, gang. Here, have some mozzarella sticks.
I mean, of course. But that's not where the spoiled gravy is, right?
It is still back on Dernbach.
Oh, it is there. Sorry, Snekgo.
Yeah.
So maybe we should let the heat die down on that before we go back.
So, Joey, your server comes back over to check in, offer refills and stuff if you guys want to run up the bill. And
I mean, you better have a bottle of tequila in one hand, a bottle of mixer in the other hand to pour it in my mouth.
I mean,
He's
what
one of those for me as well.
Yeah, I'll take a tequila and nectar, actually, if you could just pour that down
All
my
right.
gullet here.
Everyone roll me a single red resilience that's drinking like a fucking animal.
That's
Spring break.
My resilience is great.
Resilience.
1 failure, but 5 advantage.
Oh, I'm used to this.
Oh,
This is
good.
for me.
This is just a
This
fucking...
is not Mech's first time at the bar, if you know what I mean.
3 success, 1 threat.
All right,
Tila, you in on this?
Champ, you don't feel good, so you stop drinking, but you enjoy a very nice buzz for the remainder of this conversation. You will get a boost to any social checks you are going to try to make.
Because I'm feeling bombastic.
Yeah, you're very confident and hammered. You're like the drunk guy at a party who's people enjoy talking to, but also you're like you're not nearly as charming as you think you are.
All right.
Everyone else is getting a mild buzz, but it's obviously watered down, even the full bottles. There's clearly been some fuckery afoot.
I don't think that's regulation. I don't think they're allowed to do that. Hey, I just want to say thank you all for helping me with my brother. You didn't have to, including you, Tila. Like, that's thank you. I'm ride or die with you all now. This really means the world. He's the only person my family I really like. So thank you.
Champ's gonna reach over and slap Chal on the shoulder and be like, I got you, buddy. And later when you're puking, I will hold your head.
I don't have lots, but thank you.
Snekgo's just looking at him like really cross-eyed of like, he has a buzz cut.
Yeah, she has like I believe Moskaw, she canonically has like basically the buzz cut, but with like one side that's slightly long enough for the comb over.
Yeah. It's like Riot Girl style. It's like, oh, my brother's so cool. You guys, hopefully you get to talk to him. He's like the smartest guy I know.
He seemed like a dickhead, to be totally honest with you. But
fuck
you're
you.
cool,
Hey, fuck you. Okay?
Hey, fuck you too, babe.
Yeah, fuck you.
Ral does have his own. Yeah, Ral has his own. Interests and things he's interested in doing and ways he's trying to live his life, and yeah, it can rub people the wrong way. Chal gets it, but yeah, it's very much like the traditional tiger mom like raised family where if you're really free spirited or freewheeling, it's it's a little bit like shifting without a clutch. Yeah, it's gonna be some grinding there.
Oh yeah, you all met my mom. She's such a bitch.
Oh, your mom's a bitch. I hate her.
Yeah,
I
no,
want to
yeah.
punch her face.
We all toast on that. I was like, yeah. No,
My
hey,
mom
no
is
one
at
disputing that shit.
stairs.
Hey.
Do you remember that really hot arms dealer that was there? That guy was fucking hot.
Tila. Oh, Han.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
nice
talking
guy.
about.
Nice guy.
Did you see the
Slucian's-
arms on him? My goodness.
Oh, you got. Oh,
get it.
girl,
I
you spilled the tea on that.
Not nearly enough arms for me personally, but I take your point.
Yeah, as a Slucian, my radar for hotness on mammals is just, it's all over the place. I really don't have a gauge.
No exoskeleton at all. It's unsexy, personally.
I just try
you
not to
need a
comment on
room?
insectoids.
You need a room or something?
No, we're on different spectrums from each other and from you. So it's just like there are three very distinct ranges going on here.
Joe's not
He's
used
got
to
his, I've got mine, and y'all are a bunch of, warm-blooded meat sacks.
No offense, Snekgo, but I don't feel like you could give birth to like 10,000 eggs a week. You know, that's my minimum.
As a male, yes, you're spot on with that one. Yep, I lack that capacity.
Exactly my point. Thank you, Snekgo.
I love this. This is great.
So, I heard this new thing is in town. It's called The Plot.
I mean,
Think we should get back to it?
That bar?
Oh, I love the plot. They got happy hours until 9.
so, when you guys were drinking and talking, and someone, I forget who, mentioned Morris, Joey's like, "Oh yeah, you guys should see Morris. Me and that guy go way back, yeah."
Who are we talking to right now?
Joey, the server, he's a Wookiee.
Oh, okay.
He's the only employee that you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like 3:00 in the afternoon or 3:30 now on like a Tuesday afternoon, so it's not like a popular time to get slammed.
What's Morris's deal?
He's got that junkyard in town. So he kind of describes it right out of the starport. It's basically down the main street. Take 2 rights and a left. And he sort of describes the sign. What does the sign look like? Kaifer, what's the sign look like?
Clearly the font is Times New Roman. It is a giant red letters saying The Plot, with obviously the kind of being small, but actually those are blue letters, and then the word plot is falling into a large black hole.
Okay.
That is what the sign looks like. Yep.
Cool. So Morris's yard is called the Plot Hole. Thank you.
I like it.
I love it.
5 out of 5, no notes.
And
I
he's
love
like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, whatever kind of weird ship you guys got, I'm sure his pile of crap has got something for you." He's like, I got a T31 flux regulator. He's like, that baby saved me a lot of money, which I then spent on drugs. And he like twitches slightly. And he's like, "Just kidding."
T31 is so overrated. T29 was the best in its class.
Yeah. But death sticks, you got to stay away from the death sticks, man.
He's like, "Yeah, death sticks. Like anyone does death sticks anymore."
It is so like, ABY 24/7. I don't remember the Star Wars lineology. I know it's like before Battle of Yavin, BBY.
Yeah. You guys are about 3 BBY.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joey, we're not deep in Imperial space, right? Like, you got any espresso back there? You holding out on us?
Okay.
There goes another destiny point.
No. You actually are asking an NPC who knows things.
Oh shit! I'll change your pace.
Yeah.
I was not talking in code, by the way.
No, I legit
no,
have I have to look up his stats because I don't remember what they are.
You asking for espresso is completely in character.
Oh yeah.
Because
I feel this hangover coming fast, so I'm trying to counteract.
Trying to get ahead of it.
Yep.
Okay. Give me 2 red and a purple. For let's go streetwise to see if you're not a cop or underworld. Your choice.
Underworld. Let's see. Oh, I get one more in Underworld.
See?
Do it.
Good thing Airlax took off that wire.
Hey, not bad.
He says, look, he kind of like leans over, hits a button on the table. The little tablet thing turns off. He goes, he's like, I can't get you like a frappe, but I can get you something.
Americano?
It'll be 100 credits, 100 credits a shot.
Jesus Christ.
My eyes just get they're like saucers now. I'm like, yeah, dude, hook me up.
Okay. He will furnish you with as much as you guys would like for 100 apiece.
How many credits do I have?
I mean, Bank of Biddy could finance everyone getting absolutely obliterated on.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll finance everything. Any chance to get around the Frappuccino law? I'm down for it.
All right, Bug Boys got this bill.
Okay.
You're damn right. Put me down for it.
All right. So I don't know. Take 1,200 credits for illicit espresso and contraband.
Breaking the law.
This is like the third most expensive drug you guys could have. But yeah. I digress. Back on the TV, the Hook and Tossin championship is the match that was going just ended. A Doug named Mal won.
He pulled off 5 Triple Crown maneuvers in a row. It's a truly magnificent thing to see.
Yeah, he beat a grand named Reese. So yeah, you guys saw you get if you whoever was in position to see the TV saw what looked like it was a pretty good game. Lots of back and forth action.
I was putting money on the other guy.
Sometimes it can be a blowout, but it's good to see a good competition.
Well, personally, I bet on sports, so I don't get too invested in it, really.
So Tila's like, well, I've got things to do, but I gotta get a ride back. I got a job to do. I can't be wandering around with you guys doing God knows what to some junkyard, but she looks at Max. She's like, I like your idea. Let's not fly commercial. I'll drop you guys off there, and you can follow up on this Morris guy.
Now we're talking.
All right. Well, ultimately, thanks for everything, Tila. Can we keep you in our contacts?
She looks at you and is like, yeah. She's like, yeah. I mean, she's like, you'll have ways to. She's like, I'll make sure you can reach me.
And I'm sure you'll find us before we find you, right?
She kind of like looks at you and smirks. She's like, yeah, if I couldn't, I would not be as good at my job as I am. Yes, Clocky, I appreciate that. It's all looking awesome. That is I love that my panicking coming up with a name has become such a high quality meme and now a piece of our canon.
The whole coffee thing came from a throwaway gag. Now
Yep.
it's a crucial plot point.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Kaifer, you're not
We all grew up
entirely
playing hook and
Oh,
toss. We never
off
knew
on
it'd be
that.
part of our campaign one day.
Yep. We definitely all knew it was going to end with hook and tossing. Challenge the big bad guy to a hook and tossing for control of an Imperial weapons program. That'll be
Like
be
if
fun.
that is not our end game, we've screwed up. It's us in a drinking competition playing hook and toss 'em with Moff Kavanaugh for the fate of the galaxy.
That sounds like us.
Yes.
How much have you ever risked on a game of hook and tossing?
Like war games, would you like to play a game
Everything.
of hook and tossing?
I want you
And
to call
also, you know, because it's Moff Kavanaugh, the only way we could get him to agree to it is like, oh, his rules, which is like, whichever, you know, loser is like, they have to like do keg stands between each set. So it's like we're getting housed and we're playing hook and toss 'em and everything's on the line.
He would say yes to that for sure.
I do actually have a
Yeah.
drinking game encounter in the back pockets, but
Ooh.
we're doing a different side shot this evening.
Hey, Kaifer, Chal's not just horny for Tila. Chal's horny for everyone, okay?
Yeah, Chal is like the party
I didn't
girl.
say
If-
you were only wanting to
She-
take Tila to Bonto. It's like, she's like, you really want to take Tila to Bonto among, you know, might not just be the two of you. Who knows?
Look, she's surrounded by bugs, okay?
I mean, Tila is the hottest NPC that we've interacted with so far, for sure, and it's not close.
Yeah, she was picked out of central casting to be attractive.
Look, when Rich graduates from being a real boy to a real young man, that may change.
Hey, I was about to say, you say that in a campaign where Gronk exists, so
I know.
it's on you.
Gronky McConaughey.
Matthew Gronkowski.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
Should we get
with
into
all this stuff, you guys basically, we can fast forward if you would like. Basically, Tila's going. We'll charter someone to just fly you guys over to Raxus Prime if you want to follow up on Morris and see what's going on, and follow up on the Morris or Tory leads. That would be where you'd go. But if there's something else you guys want to chase, that's fine.
I'm gonna check on this Morse feller.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to look for, buy, do while you were in sort of like the most populated city on the planet?
I think I'm okay. I hold Champ's hair back as he barfs.
I think Champ has a crew cut, which makes it even funnier.
Kinda grabbing his head.
You just kind of end up doing the thing with,
Just
you know,
cupping
He's just kind of like grasping his temples.
yeah, it's just like
That's
holding
about
his-
it. Just sort of guiding him towards the bowl, aiming him.
Yeah.
Really.
You keep trying to grab his hair, but it's so short that you just end up kind of rolling your hand over it like one of those, you know, like a marble. It's like, ooh.
It's the projectile vomit version of hook and toss 'em.
No, because Hook and Tossin is fun to watch, and this is just kind of unpleasant.
You sure you want to miss out on all this, Tila? Huh?
Oh god, she's already
She-
gone.
she's like, she's like, my job sucks sometimes, but I don't have to do this shit. She looks at Champ and she's like, I'm disappointed in you.
I think Champ is
You-
throwing up too hard to notice.
You did promise us a ride.
Yeah, she's gonna.
Okay,
If there's nothing else you guys want to do on the planet, we will fast forward to her dropping you guys off on Raxus Prime at the closest location to Morris's.
You see, Raxus Prime gives you that nice 2-day delivery. really an upgrade.
Yeah, it's only about a 3-hour trip on a rented freighter. It's basically like think you guys rode in like an Astro van for a couple hours. Like, it was okay. Like, it was better than flying, but not like maybe not first class flying. Anyway,
The thing
so
that the DM thought would take 15 minutes took an hour.
It's not like we have Eorlax, Bunny. I mean, it's like we're not flying first class. We don't expect that.
I mean, we could upgrade us, obviously. Never fly coach, in my opinion.
Or just buy a ship.
Yeah, it's
Even
almost
better,
like you're on a
yeah.
planet full of ships and going to a ship junkyard where you could
That
buy
sounds
all
like we're
kinds
about
of
to get one, yeah.
ships related things.
This
I
This
have
could
been
be
meaning
a
to go
thing.
ship shopping. What do y'all say? Shopping episode?
Ship shop. Yeah, let's boogie.
Okay. So you guys say your goodbyes. Tila basically leaves you a little card that's basically got all the information you need to use a public terminal to send an encrypted message to her. Given that she's told you she's working for Tarkin, you can assume it's pretty much as safe as it can be, given her job. And you guys would all just sort of have pieced that together, especially Champ, who's been kind of working as the gun for hire, and Snekgo. So you guys step out of the starport on Raxus Prime. The sky is orange. Think like LA smog. It's kind of a dirty haze, pretty much all day. The sky goes from orange to brown to orange.
Oof, delicious.
Yeah, there's signs mentioning, if you're here for more than 3 days, you should probably have a full respirator. There are carts available near the starport where you can buy respirators. I think you guys still have them from when you went to Mercana, and you guys got absolutely fleeced for respirators.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we did pay through the nose for those.
Yeah, so you guys still have those. So if you would like, you can put on respirators.
Oh, I totally don mine.
Okay.
It's a gallon of milk. What could it cost? $50?
Yeah. Okay. So you guys just kind of cruise down the street towards the plot hole shipyard.
Entertains me to no end, by the way.
Yeah. That was a free one. I literally did not have a name for what his place was called. So
That was awesome.
I just picked a random name from the sidebar and made some.
rub it in, Kaifer, but yeah, that was a good choice.
So yeah, you guys get to this thing. It looks sort of like a wrecking yard. If you guys have ever been there, there's like the big fence. It's pretty high, like think about 14, 16 feet. It's kind of like a dense mesh. You guys would recognize it as sort of something more like a security fence than just a regular like chain link fence. It's probably like, a step up from that. You see like little sensors and lights, sort of like maybe there's valuable stuff in the yard that they don't want everyone just stealing. But it doesn't look like a fortress or anything. It just looks like a reasonably secure place. Sort of next to the gate, like right inside, there's sort of like a double gate thing, and there's an office. It's a little shack. Think the kind of place, like the little shack you see going to like a transfer station or the dump. And I'm guessing you guys are just gonna cruise up there. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
No, I think we can just roll right in.
I don't think there's anything else on this planet that we have an agenda for.
Yeah, we would never take precautions. Let's not bother with that.
Also, yeah, that.
Also,
precautions doesn't sound like
whoever was paying the bills.
At which point?
Yeah, just send me the invoice.
Of my people. People.
They'll pay it within 60 days. We'll get back to you.
You paid up another 150 for credits for appetizers and kind of watered down drinks. It was slightly cheaper than the Chili's Express on the other planet. This franchisee may have more reasonable pricing, but you did also pay for a lot of and also maybe it's a money laundering front because you got 1,200 credits worth of illegal coffee stuff.
I mean, it tasted like it was.
Try to support money laundering any way I can. All right.
It tasted like it was 10 years old, but oh man, that hit the spot. It's been so long.
Yeah, she
took
didn't
it
look
right
at
into
the
my veins.
expiration date on it, did she?
Yeah, on a 1 to 20 scale, it was like a solid 11.
Doesn't matter. Had coffee.
I feel that on a deep soul level.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure Sherby has that tattooed on her ass.
Yeah, that's what my tramp stamp says, actually.
Knew it.
GNHC.
So you guys, since no one said anything else, I'm gonna guess you guys just go inside and sort of check in at the office. It's sort of like any scrapyard. You check in at the office. They give you like the rundown on the procedures, and then like if you pick something out of the scrapyard, you bring it in, and they'll charge you for it. Pretty standard stuff. Like if you've ever been to a junkyard for real, that's pretty much that.
Mech is engaged with an intense conversation with Chal over hook and toss'em teams and strategy.
You all are
I don't know. I got my credits on the Wookiees this year.
Listen, all I'm saying is Kashyyyk, however you pronounce it, they added some real strategy last season. I see them as up-and-comers.
I mean, they do that underhanded pitch, and that's just so. I don't know. That's like a regional strategy, and I think it's gonna go all the way this time.
I've never seen people let go of the rope before. Everyone else tries to control it, and they just let it fly.
It completely turns the game on its head. Like we're in uncharted territory.
Yeah, the Wookiees are actually doing something interesting that's not technically banned by the rules, but is a bit of a debate about how ethical it is. So instead of letting the hook go because the rope shouldn't be long enough, they are actually just cutting the rope with their claw so they can get the perfect release every time.
Ooh.
Yeah, the rules don't say a dog can't play basketball, so
This is it says the hook shall be attached to the rope, not that the rope can't be clawed. It's one of those things where where they're probably going to win this year because they found a loophole or an exploit, but the rules will be changing so that you can't do that.
To change it for next.
yeah.
I mean, did you see the ref when he tried to call him on it? They did that Wookiee growl, and he backed down real fast.
Well, that's how you get your arms ripped off.
It's rigged game. Oh, come on, let him play, Blue. Come on.
So inside the office working is let me change scenes because I do have one for this.
Probably an hour and a half later than you're intending on getting to.
No, we were
knows us better at this point.
Okay.
Why do you think I named this junkyard what I did?
So anyway, inside the little shack, you guys are basically in a shack. So pretend like about, I don't know, here is the shack. There's sort of like doors out to the yard, and you guys kind of came in through some doors this way. I grabbed a map off Google, so I didn't end up with a totally custom one to fit how I wanted it, but I picked something close enough and figured we could all manage. The fence line's sort of like here, and there's actually like a path that goes sort of to the street, so you could like get your speeder or whatever in that way. So behind the desk, a R2 looking droid spins around and starts whistling and chirping.
Does he dispense tea?
He does not dispense tea.
Uninterested.
He's got kind of he's sort of like, I know he looks like an R2 droid, but he looks a lot like the bald guy from Pawn Stars. And he even has like the 30-year smoker laugh somehow, despite only being able to beep and whistle.
His
He's
beaks
like-
and boobs sound like he's been smoking 2 packs a day for the last
Yeah.
30 years.
He's been
Yeah, he's
burning
like-
oil for 30 years.
Yeah, and there's also a gonk droid that's just plugged in and powering the office. You can tell this shack isn't hooked up to whatever power grid or whatever. It seems like it's kind of this was just sort of set up as an operation. But the gonk just says gonk.
But does it say all gonk, all gonk, all gonk?
It does not. This is not Matthew.
Damn.
McGonk.
We didn't find him this time. He's out there
McGonk, hey.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So
basically-
hi. Can we talk to Morris?
The droid chirps and whistles and says, "No, do you need an entry pass to buy something for? Are you just here to buy some stuff? I can open the gate. I just need a deposit."
We all look at Eorlax.
Oh yes, of course. Ego, man.
I love that
Absolutely
nobody
not.
moves to pay for their shit
Yeah.
anymore. This party is
Yeah.
a bunch of
I love
freeloaders.
how
The
Apple-
Bank of
Oh,
Eorlax.
course. I'm fucking loaded. Of course I'm paying.
Obviously.
Okay.
I have 1,500 credits. That's it.
Oh,
I haven't
spend
made
all-
any money this whole campaign.
Okay,
None.
so
I spend
Nothing.
all-
We've never been paid.
yeah,
The Imperials
So-
just threaten us. We do the job they ask us, and then they're like, "We'll let you leave with your lives." I'm like, fantastic. Love being this bounty hunter gig.
I mean, you could have asked Tila for money. She probably could have gotten
I
some
asked
money.
Thrawn for money, and he gypped me.
I mean, yeah, Thrawn's not going to give you money, but you didn't ask Tila. She's got a different employer.
I asked her for a ride. Well,
And
we
she-
got that. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, there was-
Anyway, so the droid sort of says, "Oh yeah, we'll take a deposit," and a little bin pops out with like little cubbies for you guys to deposit 500 credits in. It's sort of like if you try to grab something and run out, we at least have some of your money.
Yeah, I'll deposit everybody's deposits. 500 credits apiece. So the
Okay, so you're temporarily down 2,500. The droid gives you a couple of like red. You guys ever play like field hockey or field sports in PE? Those little red pennies.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys all
Vests.
get one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
High visibility vests. Yeah.
Yeah, they are bright red and seem to have some kind of circuitry embedded into them.
Okay.
It doesn't look like anything super complicated, like probably just like a tracker or something that shows
Yeah, I was
where
gonna
you
say
are
it's
in the
just
yard.
like a GPS or something, so they.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like think more like an Apple AirTag versus like, a complicated computerized vest. It's more like just a passive tracker thing.
Yeah, let's check it out.
What's really fun is
okay.
like the dark side of my brain, like immediately went to this. It's like, as we're walking out, it's like, so normally like these safety vests are like fluorescent, like orange or yellow. Like, why are they red? It's like, oh, those aren't safety vests. Those are actually for the guided guns up on the top of the fences. It makes it easier for if you steal something for them to shoot you. So just kind of like the circuitry inside, it's like they're always guiding and targeting on the vest.
We
Oh,
get it,
that's
Snekgo.
fun.
You,
Laser
we
tag.
get it, Snekgo. You haven't been paid. No need to catastrophize.
Okay, so you guys are all out in the yard here. There are stacks of trash. You guys see various ship parts. There's a couple of things that sort of stand out as interesting, almost like I planned ahead for a thing. So all the areas that are basically obscured by the owlbear fog are stacks that look like they'd be big enough to have a reasonable sized ship.
What's behind door number 1?
You just tell me which
Yeah,
one you
he's
guys
like
are gonna
the
go
Price
to.
is Right
Come on
music playing.
down.
Yeah, I guess I'll go check it out. Yeah.
Okay. Let me So go ahead and roll me who wants to take the lead on looking for something valuable?
What skill would that be?
Probably vigilance, or in your case, Chal, maybe mechanics.
I could do. I'm pretty good at mechanics.
Yeah.
I'm very good at vigilance and I'm very bad at mechanics.
Very good at perception and mechanics.
So let's go Eorlax roll a vigilance to see if anything sort of stands out, and then Chal can use the mechanics to evaluate it once we see what comes up.
Do we any penalties?
I mean, there's a lot of junk, and the air kind of sucks, but you're wearing masks, so 2 purple, 2 black.
Black is
I mean,
L,
you're check.
right?
K.
Oh, K. Okay, all right.
Okay. So, you guys see this pile of trash. You see most of the parts for what you sort of recognize as like a U-wing. This is a fairly recent ship. You guys rode in one to Clem's camp the first time. It's think like riding in a Huey. Like you could have multiple people, but it doesn't really have like a passenger compartment.
Yeah, but given this time frame, it's like riding in a Huey, but the Huey is current.
Yeah,
almost kind of new.
Yeah, it's pretty Spartan. It's basically like a. This one's sort of built more like a cargo version, so there's like 4 drop seats, and that's about it. Or at least from what you can tell looking through a window.
Give me a week and a multi-tool, and I'll fix this guy up. No problem.
So you take a look, and it's definitely missing a check the next pile obulator. And you definitely know this thing isn't going to go anywhere without it.
Okay.
All right. Check door number 2.
Okay.
Snekgo, you want to try your luck on this one?
Huh?
Try your luck on this one?
As you guys move sort of towards this pile, you notice a couple of Jawas on top who are chittering away. They are very frantically gesturing at you, trying to move you along towards the back of the building. They clearly are interested in what's under here.
Oh, are they trying to say back off? This is our junk pile?
It does sort of seem that way. They're sort of stepping forward to sort of like shout and like as intimidating as Ewoks on top of, I don't know, like a 14 to 16 foot high pile of garbage with sticks and like random jewels is intimidating. That's you kind of get the vibe they're trying to just like move you along.
Are they wearing red vests?
They are not.
Roll initiative.
Snekgo's gonna go beat up some Jawas.
Okay.
I never told you guys about
Hey,
this.
champ, if you're looking to put off some of that aggression, champ, how about we get these assholes off our junk pile?
They're like they come up to my knee, guys. They're just push them. They'll fall down. This isn't like you know.
I mean, I'd say I just start rummaging out and even pay attention to them.
Yeah, I think Champ's gonna like proceed as if they're not there and just ignore them. If they fight him, he'll like, you know,
Can I try to
roll
like
down a hill.
mind control 2 of them and just be like, "This place is haunted. There are ghosts all over the place. You know how to get out of here."
Get out of here.
Hey, I'm walking here.
So if Snekgo's taking a hostile action, we're gonna do this. So it sounded like we're taking a hostile action.
All right.
If they try to touch me, I'm gonna punch them. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna take a lethal action. I'm not gonna go whip out my gun and shoot them. But in terms of like, if they try to, get within arm's length, they're getting punched.
Okay. Let me double check how to actually set up initiative. So I gotta go.
That didn't take long.
You know, I had this weird dream the other day where I believe I dropped a Jawa out of a vehicle.
Okay. Okay. This is
Some kind of Christmas life day fever dream.
Okay, that's one of them.
Oh, yeah, I remember. I had a dream like that. A robot jumped out of a car and exploded.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Okay.
And then he was in the next scene like it never happened.
And yeah, it's almost like that was just a wild, wild thing. Okay, if you guys want to do init space roll and whatever your cool is. So init roll thing PC, and it will add you to the order. You can kind of see what I did for mine to. Yeah, sorry guys. Add a PC at the end. Init roll dice PC. There we go.
You said use cool, right?
Yep. Okay.
Did I screwed? No, I did that right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yep, it's cool. All right, this is a weird order, but fair enough.
Oh no, we're gonna murder
not
these Jawas.
Gonna go well for
Oh
these Jawas.
no.
Actually,
One of these Jawas is gonna huck a rock, and then this party is gonna descend on them like locusts.
Yeah. Be lying in a pool with their own blood and piss. They'd be like, "Yeah, shouldn't have touched us. No touchy."
This is definitely a normal amount of escalation. Turning 3 Jawas into a blood mist.
okay.
Hey, I'm not gonna use lethal force. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of them.
I mean, Champ's probably gonna watch this fight, to be totally honest.
That's fine.
So when this hostile action began, do I make a second one of these? There we go.
Nice.
So some turrets pop up out of a pile of junk that's sort of right next to the front fence, as well as one on top of the building. The weapons are trained on you guys, and you can see it almost seems like they are honing in on the people wearing vests. But they don't do anything yet. They are basically pointing at you, but that is they are doing a thing that will let them take their action as a reaction, basically. So they're you guys just see these guns sitting there waiting, and what do you guys want to do?
Rummage through the pile.
Okay, so first one up is place yourself where you want to be.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna rummage through the pile.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. I'm just rummaging.
Okay. We will do your roll in a second. Okay. Give me a vigilance against 2 red and a black.
Oh, sorry, I did that wrong.
No, that looks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're missing a red, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just do it. Just throw another rock or another red. We'll see if something really interesting happens. Okay. So you don't see anything. You try to do that. You try to do some rummaging to ignore them, and you're kind of you're trying to make a big show of intimidating these Jawas. Like, I'm gonna look at this anyway. And when you try to reach in to sort of clear a piece of debris, a chunk of metal falls on your head. Take 3 strain to the dome.
Got it.
And you are now sort of you'd be sort of prone, so you got to spend a maneuver to sort of get back up and ambulatory. Piece of metal basically flattened you. You're not entirely sure if it was kicked or if it was just your own aggressive pulling of stuff to try to make a big scene, but you took one of those to the dome.
Okay.
Next player.
I'll try to go up and diffuse the situation. I just go up here and just like try to tell these guys like, "Hey, listen, this place is haunted. I highly suggest we just get out of here. There's ghosts everywhere. Just run screaming."
We're just a couple of crazy kids looking for our mystery machine.
Look at that big sweaty ghost over there, the really pale guy. Yeah.
Exactly, that's my dog, Mecky Doo, or whatever his name is. Anyway.
Okay. Roll me a charm against, or actually, if you're saying it's haunted, it's going to be a deception against 2 red and a purple.
Deception.
Do you have like force stuff you can do for it?
Yeah, I can do force for it as well. Yeah. Against 2 red and a purple, you said.
Yep. And I forget which die. Force is just an F if you're making your pool.
Okay. Do we have any die? Any force die? That'd be a good one to upgrade on.
Okay, so I can spend force dice for success, so I can have 2 light sides, so I get 2 success basically and 3 advantage on that.
Okay, let's see how they did in their roll. Okay, so you succeed with an advantage and a despair. Okay. So, you go up and plead your case to the 2 guys that are closest to you, and you're like, this place is haunted. It's crazy. There's, you're describing the most horrible looking creatures. You're like, yeah, it's like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Rush Limbaugh made a sex tape. It's, it's gross.
Why did I put that in my brain?
You are like, you put this disgusting thought in their head, and they run out and they sort of like do the like sliding down a pile of garbage, cool kid like movie dismount thing, and run past Mech. They're like, screw this, and
Ted Cruz naked. It's not good.
God, I will leave again. I swear to God.
Clocky's like, you know what? Out in the middle of the ocean, no one is putting these fucked up thoughts into my head, and that counts for something.
I hate when you have
back
to
to
go
the boat.
out to the ocean to get away from your friend's bullshit.
Okay, and the other part of the despair, we're gonna see some stuff here. So, did you want to spend any points to make me upgrade my shooting Eorlax?
Yes.
How many would you like?
How many?
Don't upgrade me too much. I'll be fine. I'm sure it's no problem.
Get you one.
You'll be fine with 1, champ.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Together.
Or I can't use champ as general.
General. Yeah.
Buddy.
Eorlax, do you have any ranged defense?
I think so. Let me see. Yeah, I have 1 range defense.
Okay. So I will add setback for that.
I need to get Chal some armor.
Okay. Eorlax, you're going to take 14 strain as a couple of
That
stun
is my
blasts.
strain threshold.
Pelt you.
Actually, I have 14 strain as my strain threshold. So.
Okay, so Eorlax passes out and drops onto the pile of trash
Oh,
and
God.
falls and is down. Yeah, you're not harmed. You recognize that, like, you guys all saw the turrets fired basically what looks like stun blasts. You get the feeling maybe the person running the yard doesn't want you fighting customers.
They're not wearing vests. They're not customers.
Fighting them, I was just encouraging them to depart.
You notice that you're the. You know what? I'll let you think that. That's fine. Because the other part of the despair is still coming.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
But
Love
they
that
rolled a
for us.
despair, right? Not us, right?
Yeah.
No, that was on your pool. You didn't add any difficulty die, so I had to roll
get a
this.
despair.
He didn't roll a despair.
He didn't
Charge
roll
rolled
any
a
negative dice. It was an opposed roll against their discipline.
But they rolled a despair, right? According to your roll.
No, because Biddy didn't roll the red or two purples with his force die.
It
So
was an opposed check, so it was their bad
Yeah.
dice
Yeah.
against his good dice.
Yep.
Oh.
So I rolled their bad dice, and the despair goes against Biddy.
Oh,
If I was rolling them trying to do the same thing, the reds would be for something bad happening to them, and the yellow dice being good for them. They are Jawas that are professional scavengers. They're pretty good at discipline, but Biddy rolled pretty well, but it happens. That's force powers can be useful.
Sometimes you get blasted.
Yeah,
they
sometimes.
blast you. What can you do about it? It's like the bug caught the bug zapper.
Okay.
Hopefully somebody gives me a little med kit or something.
Yep. So Biddy is unconscious. Next, PC.
I guess it's just you and me.
Um,
Oh wait,
There's-
did Chal
there-
go? No, Chal.
Gone yet.
Chal's not gone yet.
Um,
I kind of want. Yeah, maybe I'll go. Maybe climb up the mound here to Eorlax, and I'll just kind of like just shout, like, "Hey, sorry, we're not trying to cause a fight. We just had a little disagreement. You don't have to shoot us." Try to
Okay,
plead our case.
Give me a coordination against a red and a black to climb up a pile of loose metal garbage.
I'm probably really bad at that.
everybody got their tetanus shots, right?
I appreciate your concern, Chal, but my legs will grow back, actually. Believe it or not.
Oh,
You're
jealous.
unconscious.
Jealous. What am I opposing?
Coordination is red and black. Just because if you get a despair, you're going to face plant and hit your head.
Nah, I got it.
Okay, so yeah, you get up pretty easily. You're like, I have done so many more drunken hill climbs and stuff in heels. It's fine. Like you scooch up it without any hassle, and you can get 10. So took a maneuver to get up there. What were you doing? You were
I'm
just
gonna try to plead our case to the security cameras. Like, hey, sorry, we just had a disagreement. This is over now. Don't have to shoot us.
the Jawa is cussing you out and being like, you're probably not paying enough for to not get shot.
Chal's trying to be cool, and the Jawa's like throwing shit and screaming behind her in frame of the
Yeah.
security cameras.
Yeah, it sounds like he's just saying Utini, 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 but you guys definitely recognize that he's sort of saying, no, like, I'm actually a big customer. And it's at this point that Chal notices he's got like a fat chain and bling. Like he actually seems like he's stressed to maybe be doing this.
And can I say we just want to talk to Morris?
And he looks confused and goes, why did you like you he looks confused and points back in this direction. He's like, why are you over here? He's like, is this your first time here?
We just got here. Very rude. We're paying customers.
Yeah, like
we just
we've
got here
literally
to
been here for 5
hospitality.
minutes.
We walked out the door and then we get blasted.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you get.
Why you gotta be such an asshole?
Yeah, this is a typical
Sorry,
junkyard experience.
You know,
Fucking
going through all the
idiot.
parts and such.
I don't try to make any hostile. That was my turn. I said what I said. I don't try to make any hostile actions.
Oops. There we go. I think. Oh, okay. I just gotta figure out how to add another NPC. So I'll just add him at the end. It's fine. Screw it. Dice spots being a pain in the ass. All right. So next turn, I think we have Mech and Champ that have yet to act.
Go for it.
I mean, I don't have an idea at this point. It is actually kind of a problem to have all of our turns blocked up together like this, where it's like,
I mean, back when the original plan was curb stomp some Jawas, it was great. Not saying we can't still curb stomp some Jawas, just there's consequences.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Does this last Jawa that's still standing on the junk pile seem like, because you said he was like yelling and stuff, but is he like just
He's not like brandishing a weapon or anything. He's mostly
he's
just
pissed, but he's not like gonna go. He doesn't look like he's gonna go attack like Eorlax and Chal or anything.
Think like a gangster Ned Flanders with a broom trying to chase like Dolph, Kearney, and Jimbo out of the Leftorium.
That was really specific, but
also, I know you guys all immediately had a mental image. You're like, got it. That's who this Jawa is.
That's a look. That's a vibe.
Oh yeah, that's a drift.
Yeah, he seems more annoyed that you're interrupting him doing his job.
Honestly, I think Champ's just gonna pass his
I thought
turn
he was
and
a
just, like
customer.
watch this shit. Like I actually think Champ is just gonna like sit on his heels and see what happens here. It doesn't seem like there's anything left to do really, because we've got these like security cameras on us and everything, and most of the Jawas have run away. Like did we? Oh no, we're good. Never mind. I thought the cord got tripped for a second. Yeah, is passing turn an option?
Yeah, you can just be like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't think Champ is really gonna mess with the situation yet. Also, we know how good his medic checks are, so.
Champ is I mean, of all the people that can apply a stim pack, he'll probably get you in the body with it.
Probably the body.
He might get you with the pointy end of it.
Yeah, I mean that is the end that injects you.
Sticks the plunger
Coin
side
flip,
and squirts
but-
all the stim pack juice out into the air.
Gets in his
Like
eyes.
hits himself in the eye, yeah.
Yeah. Champ is blinded for the rest of the encounter.
He's got an eye patch on.
Oh, this got derailed.
Burns.
I bet it.
Okay, Mac, are you doing anything, or are we gonna skip to the NPC turns?
Mech's gonna run over here, take cover, and throw off his red vest like somewhere into the scrap.
Okay.
That'll be what Mech.
No consequences for losing the vest?
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
Okay, see a guy coming from this direction,
Is that
playing the
John
part of
Ah!
playing the part of Morris is TV's John Leguizamo.
Yay! We love
He does not appear to be playing John Leguizamo. He appears to be playing this character. He's actually in costume, and he's got kind of like a it obviously like he grew it out for the role beard on. He's got kind of like think like the Coke bottle black nerd glasses, but he's dressed sort of like you guys have all seen like professional like tough guys like mercenaries. He looks like one of those just with kind of nerdy glasses and a big beard.
Oh, I think I've seen that guy in something. I don't remember what. He's got like a what looks like a blaster on his hip. He doesn't have it drawn, but he's sort of got his arms raised like in a I'm yelling like I'm dad coming out of the house to yell at the kids playing in the yard. I mean, that's literally what's happening.
He goes, "What in the Sam hell is the matter with you all?" He's like, you come in here, you start yelling at my customers, trying to scare them off. It's like, they pay me. It's like, I don't know who the hell you are, but get out. He's very much like, get out. These Jawas on their turn, by the way, ran like hell. They're like, oh, this place is haunted. Fuck this. And he like as they're running, he's like, see, he's like that's Tim and Tom. They he's like they gave me 50 red for some garbage last month. Like, and you're scaring away my customers. No, get out.
Well,
but
to be fair, one of your turrets did blast a Death Star size hole through one of our friends here.
I'm just kicking my legs in the air, like twitching on the ground.
Yeah, he got stunned. He'll when he wakes up, he'll feel like he'll have a little hangover, but he'll be fine. He's just like, yeah, he's like, I don't want to kill you guys. I just want you to get the fuck out, because clearly you guys. He's like, I don't know what kind of idiots come in here and start a fight. It's some. He's like, you're looking for me, but you come in here and start a fight with my customers. Yeah, that's real fucking smart. He's
they started it with us.
Yeah, it's like we never took a swing at them. No physical altercation occurred.
Also, sorry about losing your customers, but we got cash too. Or at least the bug you almost killed's got cash.
I'm just like smoldering on the ground.
Okay, so assuming no one
floating through the air.
So assuming no one is going to take aggressive actions or hostile actions towards each other, the guns will kind of just sort of like retreat back down, and we don't have to be an initiative.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I don't blow anyone up this time.
Yeah, so he's like, he comes over and looks at Mech. He's like, put your vest on and leave. Go back out the door. He's like, I'm glad I have those for people I don't know.
Nothing like giving the GM ideas.
No, like legit, those things were there. So if you guys started shit, you could get shot.
That was good insight on your part. Yeah,
that's what I would have done.
I mean,
yeah,
us starting shit, it's more common than you'd think.
I know how players go. He's like, so he's like, you leaving, or am I gonna have to get the droids?
Wait, hold on. You like money, right? We've got money.
He's like, yeah, but now but you pissed off my paying customers. Now they're talking about how this place is haunted, like it's with the sex ghost of. He's like, you know what? He's like, I can't even say it on network TV anymore. We got our one free pass.
I can't speak to Jawa superstitions. That's on them. So, I mean, if we can just get what we need, go.
He's like, well, who the hell are you guys? He's like, Fred, just keep doing your thing. And he yells up at Chal. He's like, get your friend down from the pile. Fred's already paid me in advance for this one. Like, that's Fred's pile.
Really feel like you should have, I don't know,
well, that's good to know now.
or
Come
posted
on,
a
Meg.
sign or something.
Get your ass up.
He looks at you.
He haunted too.
He's like, look, he's like, if you want to pay me a pile of cash for a pile of garbage sight unseen, I mean, hey, go for it. But again, and I can't stress this enough, who the hell are you and why are you here? Like,
I mean, we're customers. We,
Tila sent us here.
We have a mutual friend.
Well, yeah, and also that.
And
Yeah.
I say, I forgot her name, but I say her name.
Tila.
Not Tila.
Nope.
The gal from the bar.
The gal from the bar.
Oh shit! Yeah.
We have a mutual friend. She said, if we could find you, you might be able to hook us up with something. She owes us a favor.
he's like, I got a lot of friends. I'm a popular guy, definitely in demand. And he kind of winks to a camera that you're not sure, like to a spot where a camera would be placed, but none of you notice because this is that kind of episode.
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to have an office we could maybe have a chat in real quick?
He's like, yeah. What do you? He's like, who's the friend? If you want to give me a point, I will tell you. I will remind you of the name.
I mean, we have 5 people in this party. Someone has to remember that name.
Let's start with a J, maybe.
Wait, hold on. Tori,
that's it.
Oh yes,
Tori.
Yes, Champ remembers. Champ's like, no, Tori sent us. He's like, oh,
Tori's bar.
Tori. He's like, you must be the. And he looks at Mech and is like, he's like, Then that he's like, you're a legend. He claps Mech on the shoulder. He's like, I've never heard of a guy killing that many ponies in a single trip up in a TIE fighter. It's impressive. He slaps you on the shoulder.
I know, right?
How the hell does everybody know about this?
Space Reddit.
Yeah.
I wish I could go viral. I keep pasting space talks of me doing dances, but I've never gone viral yet.
Okay.
Meg,
So you got
whips out his communicator and is like, "Oh wow, well, apparently the crash is like the top short right now. God damn it!"
I'm gonna get rid of my thing. But anyway, you guys can now see there's a pile of small critter lizards sort of scurrying in and out of like a junk pile back where you see them on the map. They are, think, like the size of small dogs, like about 40 pounds a piece. Like, they're not huge, but they seem kind of just like they're living in this junk pile somewhere. He's like, if you want to talk in the office, that's fine, but he's like, I'm gonna need you to go get my customers back. And he's like, wake up your friend. I know you. He's like, I'll let you figure out how to do that, but I need those customers back. And when you're ready, meet me back at my office. And he kind of gestures to a building.
I see those lizards. I'm like, yeah, pest problem. I can take care of those for you.
He's like, oh, yeah. I mean, it's fine. Don't worry about it. He's like, sometimes the turrets will hit people, and they'll eat them, and I don't have to dispose of the body. It works out. It's a great relationship. He kind of looks at you, and you guys have no idea if he's telling the truth or not, because he said it like deadpan, and you're not sure if he's like just a sicko or like if he's yanking your chain. But like either way, yeah, you have no idea if he's telling the truth. Like both options seem equally plausible. But he just wanders off and goes back into a building that you now see behind this area. It looks like a construction trailer.
All right, I pick Eorlax up. Come on up, you scaly son of a bitch. Let's go.
He's got carapace, not scales. I have scales.
Chitinous son of a bitch, I believe.
Chitinous, yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, use
Wow.
the proper terms.
Wow,
Use the
okay.
proper terminology.
You know what? I gotta say one offhanded comment. A bunch of men have to correct me. Typical.
Yes. Yeah. Just, don't be wrong.
Yeah, why don't you show some respect to the Genosians, you know?
Okay, so you guys are gonna wake up Eorlax. What's the plan? You gonna just pop him with the stim pack? So he
Is that the mechanic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any in my inventory, or at least I haven't added any.
Do I have an impact? I probably have one somewhere, maybe. think I have 4 in my inventory, if I'm right about that.
Okay.
Let me check on that. So you could probably just take off.
I'll just grab one from your satchel and plug you.
Yeah, I think I should have 4. Okay.
Pointy side goes in. Got it. Okay.
Okay. Well then,
Oh.
Eorlax is
Hello.
awake. It is awake. You have a splitting headache, but you are okay. You have 5 strain.
All right. Good to be back in the waking world here. What are we doing? What's happening?
What's
Yeah.
that crispy smell?
You gotta go apologize to those jobbers.
Can you unmind fuck them?
Yeah, just tell him it wasn't a ghost. It was actually like the old rich man on the hill. He was trying to do a thing, and
His old man
we
Jenkins.
unmasked him. It's all good.
We all went, old man Jenkins.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, you see, it was just a series of mirrors at the end of the day. Actually, you should probably just get back to work with some sort of smoke or smoke machine. I don't know how it works, but lasers were involved. You shouldn't worry about it too
Magnets.
much. It was
There
just
were
a
also
trick.
magnets.
Magnets. How the hell do they work? Really, at the end of the day, who knows?
Roll your deception against RPPKK or RPPPKAK, because this is going to be harder to unhaunt them, because you can't, like, mind scrambling people makes them harder to
Can't
coherently
unscramble
interact with.
eggs.
But we had so many good Scooby Doo references. Come on, you gotta drop the difficulty a little
I
bit.
feel like you should get a
For that
bonus
many
for good
references?
I mean, you can add a boost if you want, if you give me a good Scooby-Doo
I feel we
impression.
deserve at least a Ruby Roo.
I give you a good a good Scooby Doo impression. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, ruh-roh, Raggy.
All right, I'll give you a second boost for it. It's fine.
That was good.
Okay.
That was pretty solid.
You said RPPPKK?
Yep, I put it up in the I put it in the chat just to make sure.
Okay. Sweet.
That wasn't good.
No, I can offset the failures with force dice, and I could actually offset it to make it a success by spending a dark side, which will give me some sort of corruption or whatever. But that's what I'll do.
It'll give you some
I'll make it a
conflict, and you'll
success.
take 2 strain, so you will be fatigued by it, but you can convince them. It was just a weather balloon and smoke and mirrors. It was
Swamp gas refracting off of Venus. And,
yeah, exactly.
Don't mind me. I wear these sunglasses all the time.
I like that Strain almost got knocked out again, just mid conversation. I was just fucking with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh god,
just knock myself out with my charisma.
Yeah, heavy turrets that are in stun mode can bypass a lot of soak, and not a lot of things have that much soak to just take to the face repeatedly.
Guys, next time we're doing this, remind me not to get hit by turrets, okay? How's that sound?
So it takes about 20 minutes, but you do eventually persuade these 2 guys. You're like literally that sex tape doesn't exist. It's just swamp gas off Venus and a weather balloon. So they climb back up and get back to work. And the Jawa that you didn't scare off is basically giving you guys dirty looks, despite the fact that you can only see just little LED light eyes and nothing else on the face. You're like, I'm pretty sure he's giving me the dirtiest look possible, despite, again, not seeing any change in the expression whatsoever. But you guys know, and he knows. And he knows that you know. Is there anything you guys wanted to do, or do you just want to head straight back to Morris's office?
I mean, I do want to check the other scrap heaps, because, like, our other goal is to get a ship.
Yeah, we shouldn't neglect that, I suppose.
Slither off to the other scrap heap, muttering about, I never get to have any fun.
Correct me.
So you guys want to?
Isn't he supposed to hook us up with one?
I believe that is what we're here for.
Yeah, it was you sort of got the impression that he would help get you set up, but it wasn't clear if he was going to just gift you one, or if he was going to, like, if there was one he was going to sell you at a reasonable price. Like, you weren't totally sure. It was kept kind of vague.
Well, let's go talk to the man before we dirty our hands any further.
Okay, that seems like a fine idea.
Do I throw a grenade at these lizards? Nah, not today.
Okay, so as you sort of walk by and come back, Champ, you actually recognize a ship parked right outside his trailer, basically.
Oh.
He has what you sort of recognize as a Jedi starfighter.
Oh.
From the Clone Wars. Think like not the triangle one like that Kenobi had in 2, but more like the ones from start of episode 3, the ones where the little wings pop out.
Okay.
But he's got one of those. It seems to have kind of a custom paint job. It doesn't have any like military markings. It's kind of a cool blue and white pattern.
Cool.
Let's see here. Actually, Champ, you're the only one that would sort of intrinsically recognize this. Give me a 3 purple warfare and add a couple boosts to this, because maybe you'll remember. Maybe you'll know a detail of note.
3 purple what?
3 purple and 2 blue warfare.
Warfare.
Yeah, we're gonna see if you remember something specific about this kind of ship.
Looks like I do. 2 success, 2 advantage.
Okay, you are sure these things should have all been destroyed. The Empire, when the Jedi Purge thing happened, you know that these things got seized and scrapped. So,
yes, Order 69.
You see, yeah, no, you see something. It's basically like seeing a original Shelby Cobra after like the word came from the government that they were supposed to be smashed to pieces.
Okay.
Like you're like this is a incredibly rare ship, and you're not even sure it's legal to own.
And it's just out next to his trailer.
I mean, it's like there's sort of like a awning that you see popped out covering it from like overhead. So think like have you ever seen like those like retractable awning infomercials?
Yeah.
There's like a thing that pops out and covers it on the pad. So it's sort of like a canopy thing. Think like a carport that comes out of his like office trailer to cover it.
Is Morris like walking with us, or did he leave us to like?
He left and went into the office. He said
Okay.
he said get my customer back and come find me when you're done with that.
Cool. I'll have to ask him about that in a minute then.
So you guys just head into the office?
Slither up to the door.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I knock. To be polite.
He goes, it's open.
Open the door.
Okay, when you open it, everyone just give me a 2 purple perception. We're gonna see what you guys notice. Okay. There's interesting stuff in his office, but I want to see what people notice.
1 success, 2 advantage.
How perceptive Mac is.
Got
He's
it.
pretty good at this.
3 success, 2 threat.
Okay. If you got the
1 advantage.
Okay, so you roll over a couple of staples that aren't sitting totally flush on the carpet in this trailer, and it kind of, pokes your scales pretty good. It's pretty unpleasant. But everyone else, Biddy's too busy, like, kind of taking it all in. He doesn't really notice anything. You're sort of still woozy, so you kind of walked in, but you stumble and bang yourself off the doorway because you're still gassed from earlier. Everyone else notices a couple things. This looks more like a lounge than an office. So there's a couple of think sectional couches around what looks like a home theater. There's little like kitchenette up against the wall. Think like galley kitchen style. A little counter, a little cart with some what you guys recognize as some alcohol, and there's sort of like a coffee table with what you guys recognize as uh, some kind of drug. And if someone that succeeded wants to also do a follow up for an underworld to know what the drugs are, you may do so.
This is my underworld. My underworld isn't terrible. I'll take a stab at it.
They're pretty good. I'll go for that too.
Okay, it's
two purple.
yeah, 2 purple.
Oh yeah, 5 success.
All right. Well, I mean, it's not
Mech-
a bad.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
into a few raids,
Not a
so
success, though, unfortunately.
It's no pony incident, you know.
Yeah. Mosky, you know this is Yeladi spice.
who does what now?
It is Yeladi spice. It is restricted, so it's illegal. It's rarity 7. And it sells for like the official book price is 1,000 credits a dose.
And he's just
Is
got
that-
like what, a bowl of it out?
It,
So they
he
go
had
in a Kessel.
More expensive than frappes.
you
Just
if-
imagine like a giant bowl of cocaine.
Yeah, like just like a decorative bowl of cocaine out in the middle of the coffee table.
that's not total. It's definitely more like pure cocaine than like crack or meth or something. It's kind of it has the stigma that Chal would recognize as being sort of like a more upper class thing, but mostly it's just it's the kind of thing rich bored housewives might try to get into if they're in a loveless marriage and they just are trying to get through the days.
So out of character, I'm just thinking Champ still has his thrill-seeking thing. I'm just imagining you just like face planting into that and be like, "That's good. There's your adrenaline rush."
it has effects.
Probably.
Chal, have you done this drug?
Yeah, probably. Maybe been to a few raves where they were handing it out.
Okay.
I mean, if I got
then-
5 success, I'd probably know what it is. Yeah.
Okay. You also got a setback. So the setback is you remember how addictive this stuff is, and you're like, I should not have some because that will set me off. It gets very addictive with continued use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shell has an addictive personality, I'm sure, so she knows the danger of that.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's fine. You just can end up with an addiction obligation, but
Yeah, she recognizes it and stays far away.
yeah, it's sort of like if you did cocaine back in the 80s and you were clean for a couple of years, and then like you saw a bowl of cocaine, you're like, I know it's a good time, but also what will follow will be absolute misery.
So, I was like,
So he's sitting on the couch. He's basically smoking. He is smoking some. It's in what you guys as the players at the table would recognize as something that looks like a bong. He's lighting it with actually a welding torch, or like something you use to like melt the metal. And he's like he kind of like gestures to the sectional and takes a pull.
So the butane like helps with the flavor, or that's what you had around?
Look, pal, do I come into your office and tell you how to consume your drugs? Don't be an asshole. He's
I'm
like,
trying to expand my palate.
he's like, he takes a hit and then like lights it up and offers it to you.
Sweet. I take a puff.
Okay. Give me a red and a purple resilience.
One failure.
Okay. So you take a hit, and you're pretty sure you are detecting pheromones of sexy lady snakes outside. You're like I am smelling in heat pheromones. I gotta check this out. Like you feel drawn. Like you just need to go out and fertilize some eggs.
Hot.
I am like pressed up against the windows, like desperately searching for them. I don't leave the room, but I am like at the window, like where?
Corey's like, oh yeah, he's like, I've never seen a Solusi take a hit. Lightweight, and he takes another pull, and he appears to have no effect on him. He's just kind of like smoking it. He's like anyone else?
I say, no,
breathe through tiny pores in my exoskeleton.
Our buddy just like scrabbling at the windows now. Like,
I say,
you know,
I'm good. That's
some
addictive.
kind of a pet store.
I'm good.
That doesn't look like a ton of fun, to be honest with you.
I mean, I'm not one to judge life choices, but maybe business is a good thing to talk now.
He's like, oh yeah. He like pulls out basically what looks like a TV remote prop that just was like, oh shit, we need a prop for this, and points it towards sort of the door you came in, and hits it, and it kind of like locks shut, and it sounds more solid than it looked when you walk through. And you hear sort of similar like locking sounds on the windows and some blind, and like the little like robo shutters kind of close.
That snaps me out of it long enough to look at Mech and be like, Mech, how dare you talk business here in the plot hole?
Morris is like, look, it's a dumb name, but I'm here now, so what do you want, man? He's like, you come in here and take my drugs, and then you start ogling my window. He's like, this guy's a weirdo. He's like, I'm gonna be glad when he leaves the series. Fuck. He looks briefly stunned and is like, can we get a second take? He's like, all right. He's like, you messing with my windows. He's like, yeah, just sit. He's like, just sit or slither down. But he's like, get away from the window.
Look, Destiny point if you want a second take, buddy. Otherwise, we're leaving that in the final cut. That's all I have to say about that.
You know how to bully me. All right. He gets the second take. Yeah, so he definitely got it all out the first time. There was no second take. Cough, cough. Because John Leguizamo is a professional.
Yes, he is. I will affirm that to my dying day. Thank you, sir, for the Destiny point.
So, he's like, so why are you asking about Tori? He's like, she's kind of on the run, as far as I know. He's sort of looking at you guys like, he's like, I don't know. Right before they were gonna raid her bar, she got a hint to get out of town and left, and she said she'd check in, and I heard from her a couple days after. It just said still on the move, but she told me about you guys. And she's like, I can't believe you're hanging out with this guy. And he points at Mech. He's like, buddy, I gotta get you one of these hits. He's gonna offer you the bong of spice.
I mean, I'm good. Listen, I'm still a pretty good pilot. I swear, it was the one time.
He's like, sure. He's like, you stay away from Carmen. And he sort of looks at the wall that's adjacent to where his ship is parked outside.
He named his ship Carmen.
Oh,
yeah,
he's one of those people that names his vehicles.
Carmen is named after my Mustang from high school, where she was a temperamental bitch. Like, she was bright red, hot, like Flowmaster, not street legal exhaust. Like, sounded beautiful, looked great. When it ran, it was great, but was very temperamental and was prone to having parts explode or just like break for no reason. Like, about once a season, something would break and I'd be down like $800 in repairs.
That sounds about right, honestly.
But yeah, it was amazing how much easier dating was when I started driving a beautiful 60s muscle car. I digress.
Weird.
Oh, that explains
Yeah.
my high school years. I drove a '87 Honda Accord. So take that as you will.
I got you beat. I had a '93 Camry.
And we did get a girlfriend though.
Hang on. Clock, was your 93 Camry that like Toyota Brown that every Camry in the early 90s was?
Yep.
With like weird champagne color. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
My Accord was champagne. Yep. It had like the bendable, the eyes that flip up and down.
Ooh. That style is actually pretty good. My mom's Accord was like that. Anyway, moving on.
I think
This digression brought to you by this digression brought to you in part by the GM being stoned a little bit.
Oh, you mean
So-
the NBC keeps offering us drugs is not created by the Stone GM?
No, so in the interest of full disclosure, Morris is named after my buddy who goes by Morris.
All right.
He is just played by John Leguizamo because I did get a Macaulay Culkin with a photoshopped beard token together in time. So he may be replaced by
I think that's
Macaulay
just what modern
Culkin.
day Macaulay Culkin looks like anyway.
Could be. No one really knows. He's like, so she said you guys needed a ship. Obviously the one Tim and Tom and Fred are that pile's theirs. He's like I don't know how to tell you this, but he kind of like laughs. He's like their pile's garbage. He's like I put a couple of shiny things on top so they buy all the garbage underneath. He's like, I don't want to clean this up.
I mean,
Well,
that's
that
good.
Ewing looked like it had a little life in it.
Oh yeah, that thing's. I mean, it's broke, but you know, if you gotta launch some kind of war where you gotta bring some people into a war zone, I mean, he's like I prefer something either smaller and faster, like Carbon, or well, I got a Soro sub. It's a nice ship, and just from context, you guys all know he's talking about basically like a Soro sub yacht. It's think like a Cadillac Escalade equivalent. It's like if the Millennium Falcon was made by Cadillac, but like nice luxurious Cadillac, not crappy cost cutting Cadillac.
Oh yeah, one of those laying around.
Laying around, he's like I mean, I have. He's like it's in my. It's in the garage. Like I got it parked, but
Oh, that's his
no,
car.
that's mine.
Yeah.
He basically has like a fast like sports car, and he has like a luxury car. He has like a luxury like smuggling size ship.
I think we need something that can scoot us around the galaxy, with comfort.
Can we talk about fuel efficiency?
What do you have in
Yeah.
the way of a space Winnebago?
So-
Exactly.
Just for context, his ship is about the size of your high school car, Moskaw. Like it is a small ship.
Okay. Yeah.
It is basically engines and a spot for an astromech, and that's about it.
Like if you look here, there's a picture of what that fighter looks like.
Okay.
It is
Mhm.
Spartan.
Itty bitty.
So, yeah, nothing else. No Astrovan. Anything like that.
He's like, well,
Space Winnebago.
he's like, well, he's like, you guys remember what Tori did before she opened the open house, right? He's sort of checking to see if you were paying attention to what she did. You may want to check the HoloNet. There's
What if we just give the DM a desk?
Yeah.
it's going to cost you more than one, but
Oh no.
That's fine. If it gets the story moving, that's fine.
okay.
But I want to hear you tell the story, Morris.
Okay, hang on. This is a pretty juicy tidbit, and you'll understand why when the reveal happens. Okay, so 3 destiny points later. You guys remember that she actually restored sort of old ships. She was sort of like a mechanic.
Mm.
On the holonet, there's an article about how she fixed up her own version of the yacht that he had mentioned. She sort of did like custom ship work. You kind of get the feeling that maybe she does this, that's more of like a passion thing than a business thing. So she ran the bar for like her business, and she did that just to unwind. Very zen in the art of motorcycle maintenance. Sort of the impression you guys all were left with when you last spoke with Tori and you knew all this. So anyway, he's like, "Oh yeah, the ship restoration thing." It's like, yeah, she found this absolute pile of garbage. It's ugly, it's slow, but she was sure at least one of you guys would love it. Except Snake Guy, she know you? He's like, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's like, the other guys, you want to come with me? And he's like, all right. You guys want to see the ship, or is there something else you want to know?
Oh, let's see it.
Okay, let me get an image. All right, 1 second. Okay, so you guys sort of step outside, and you see a bunch of like debris and sheets covering a ship that looks kind of like this. He's like, he's like, yeah, this thing is a. He's like, it's old, it's slow, it's ugly, it's crappy, but you will turn heads. As probably as parts fall off it. He's like, but you know, he's like it runs. That's he's like, that's as much as I could get for you.
Didn't they cancel this thing like 16 years ago?
Everyone who would like to can make a mechanics or general knowledge. Let me get, you guys are so mechanics is going to be so either of those. It's either 4 or 5 purples.
Oh wow, failed the mechanics check.
Can I just not roll? I'm pretty bad at all of them. So
I mean, yeah, you don't have to roll. You can just be like, I don't know what. You can be like, I don't know what they're
Yeah,
talking
probably
about.
better.
That's totally a reasonable thing to be like.
Yeah.
It's like it would be like
This is
if
a
you
game
just
where
got
you
dropped.
sometimes don't want to roll. Yeah.
I mean, in this case, you would just be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If I can subtract a black or subtract a. Shit,
There's no
what does that
setbacks
mean?
on this.
Oh,
There's no
so-
setbacks
okay.
on this. This is just
That's
do
not
you know a
relevant.
thing or not? Okay, so no one. So you guys know it's old, but you don't.
Nope.
You guys are like, it's been around for you. Like these ships are pretty old, but I don't. You can't remember how old they are. You feel like their prime is a disappointing amount of time in the past, but you guys don't remember. But he's like, look, this thing's still. He's like, this boss registration's still good. He like sort of like opens a hatch and like right inside the doorway pulls out like a little data pad that looks ancient. It's ancient even for like old decrepit stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, this thing may predate the Bureau of Ships and Services, but it's got a current registration. Yeah.
Passing smog is gonna be hell.
He's like, oh, you don't got to worry about that. This thing is great. He starts saying the word great for about 5 minutes. Grandfathered in. He's like this baby predates the EPA, so it's exempt as a historical artifact. He's like, anyway, he's like, I can let it go for 200.
Kind of busting our balls. 200 credits on this thing.
No,
Yeah,
he laughs. 200,000
willy nilly.
Oh.
Can I get down here a little bit? I mean, come on, look at this thing. It's a hunk of junk.
He's like it is, but he's like I also know someone that will pay top dollar for this. He's like, this is because you're friends with Tori.
Mm-hmm. And how long has this been here?
He just kind of acts like he didn't hear you.
Come on, you're breaking my balls here. If I had balls, I don't have balls. It's an insect thing. Anyway, the point is, I don't appreciate this. Like, come on, let's make a deal here. Let's negotiate down a little bit. What do you say? $100K, $100,000 credits. Whatever, space money.
All right. You're gonna get to roll a. Hang on? Did you take any of the drugs?
No,
Okay.
I put tiny pores in my exoskeleton.
Yeah.
So
No.
I can't take bomber.
That this drug has interesting effects on Force users, but since Biddy didn't partake, he does not get the benefits and or drawbacks of the spice. All right. His discipline is 3 red and a purple. He is a bad guy. He's used to people negotiating and talking. Sherby nailed it. He is basically a space cocaine smuggler.
Gotcha.
Canonically, you maybe get the hint that this place is kind of a front.
Especially given how nice
like
the
discipline
is.
check. Ooh,
There we go.
a good roll there. If we're doing a discipline check, which I think is what you're saying, right?
Yep.
I'm trying to mind control him into giving me a better price or whatever. Mind manipulate him. I got triumph and 2 success.
Okay.
Ooh, triumph.
He's like he doesn't seem affected by the effects of your mind scrambling. He's like, dude. He's like, what? He's like, did you not see me smoking? What? No. Like, relax. He seems to be. It seems like the effect that this has on him is he is immune to your force powers temporarily.
Oh, interesting.
He's like, I'm sure it's a neat party trick though. But yeah, so 200 grand. He's like, I can do financing, I guess. How do you feel about being part of a criminal conspiracy? He kind of like slaps the metal and then checks to see if he cut himself because he doesn't have a current tetanus shot. He's like, if you guys want to deliver me some product, we can maybe. He's like, maybe I can negotiate the price down a little bit, but you gotta have to make it worth my while.
Yeah, man, I've never said no to a criminal enterprise before, so fair enough.
I mean, have criminal enterprise first time.
Now, listen, if there's a pony at the end of this line to crash into, I'm all about it. I mean, what? Who said?
Yeah, we do have the best pilot this side of the asteroid.
He's like, I'm only offering the job as partial payment because Gilroy said you're good for it. He's like, I prefer cash. So if you just want to give me the money, he's like, that'd be. He's like, you know what, 190. I'll give you 10,000 off, and you guys don't get caught with my product. That sounds better. Let's go with that plan.
I don't think you're getting any better than that.
Just intro. We definitely don't have that much, right?
142K.
Yeah.
So can't pay 190, but
You can still try to make a negotiation check. He's just immune to your force powers. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. I'll try to do a more straightforward negotiation. Then I'm pretty good at that too. But I don't get the force dice on it, right? Because I add
Correct.
Force dice to negotiation normally. Okay, all right, sure.
And you can add yourself three blues if you would like for your from your triumph. Like maybe that reinvigorated you a little bit.
Oh, nice, sweet. Okay. Well, I just got 3 advantage, but no success. So.
He's like I don't know if I can do less than 170, unless he's like maybe you can help me with a job.
We
Sure.
are very
What kind of job we talking about?
We are very diligent workers. What do you have in mind?
He raises an eyebrow. He's like, all right, so I know this guy Fwick Mentes. He's some kind of nutcase. He thinks they're poisoning the air, which he looks up. He like at the sky, even though there's definitely you guys are still in the office. He's like they think there's chemicals in here that are poisoning everybody, but it's just left over from the war, and that's why I hang out in here and why I put the cover out. Why I made sure all this is undercover. So yeah. Anyway, you want to hear about the job?
Well, lay it on me.
He's like, all right, so Flick Mentes thinks, and I'm gonna fast forward because I don't want to try to do the whole explanation. But he sort of describes a Dale Gribble type who's a little bit of a lunatic conspiracy theorist, based out of a warehouse, back sort of the opposite side of the starport, a little ways. It'd probably be like about a half-hour walk, so a couple miles. He's like, I think there's some kind of Jawas controlling the universe there, turning the snakes into. He looks at Snekgo. He's like, tadpoles. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm not familiar with Sluices. He's like, and I asked another guy to check it out, and he hasn't come back, so I don't know what it's about. But maybe you can find him.
Sounds like bad fan fiction from Only Snacks.
So you just want us to check on this guy, and that's it? Like check on him, and I give him a wink. Check on him.
Look, if you can, he's like, look, if you can find, he's like, Calic went to look this thing up, and went to find out what this deal is, because this guy's an idiot, but he's got cash, so I'm, obviously taking advantage of him, because he's like, well, he's like, when you meet him to tell him what you find at the warehouse, you'll get why I don't feel bad about taking his money. But anyway, yeah, if you could find Calic, he was supposed to go check it out, and he's been gone for a little while, and I don't really know what happened.
Sounds simple enough.
Yeah, we can talk to your friend. That's not too outrageous.
Sure. So have a nice little conversation, no problems, easy peasy.
He's like, yeah.
So
he's like, look,
doesn't he?
How about some of that space code?
This guy lives in a compound, doesn't he? With bigger guns than what you have.
Fwick Nentes? Yeah, Fwick Nentes actually, he lives in just like a residential building. But the place he's asking you to go is sort of like a warehouse that's like
converted into a compound.
No, it's more like an Amazon distribution center. So it's a compound as much as that is. It's more like a normal warehouse. As far as what he's described. Yeah, it may even be the same map. I mean, just flipped. Who could say? It's
so. Let's say escalations arise. Like let's say we have to go in loud and proud. Where they're what's the law like around here? Are we? Are
He's
you
like-
jumped on right away, or does it take a while for things to move around here?
he's like law. He's like you're on Raxus Prime here, right? He's looking at you like you're growing like an extra head out of your ass. Like he seems like taken aback that you are like asking this question. Like,
First time here, just can a girl ask a question?
oh yeah, no. He's like I get it. He's like you seem more of the high society type. He's like I saw you look the way you look at the spice, and he's like yeah. He's like in a different life. Me and you would have partied it up.
I kind of wistfully kind of stare, 1,000-yard stare. In a different life.
He's like you're cute. Again, if I was on the market, different life. He's like I'd show you a nice time.
Well, regards to Mrs. or Mr. Morris.
He's like I'll pass it along to the baby mamas. Now,
Chal, don't worry. You can always get high on the excitement of hook and tossing.
he's like oh, you guys play hook and tossing, and he hits a button on the remote and another wall opens and a hook and tossing board slides out.
Oh,
He's
hell
like, you
yeah,
guys-
I didn't know you play. Have
Chad's
you heard
like,
about
"Fuck."
Have you heard about the most recent Kashyyyk maneuver? Oh my god, I can't believe they did it.
Yeah, so like he's like believe it or not, this ship that we're definitely standing out by has a hook and tossing board. He's like this thing. He's like it almost predates. He's like this thing predates hook and tossing. That's how old this ship is.
Brother, all you had to say.
You know, they say hook and tossum was invented on Christmas Day. Can you believe that?
The fuck is Christmas?
On life
I got
day.
no clue.
Life day.
John Leguizamo coughs suspiciously, and he's like and out of the corner of your eye, you see a nervous looking PA like trying to mouth something to you.
The boom mic drops in the
Life
frame for you.
Script supervisor is like taking shots, just like, oh my god.
He's like anyway, so you gonna go off on the thing to find Palik and figure out what's going on over at the warehouse, the apparent Jawa conspiracy.
Yeah, seems simple enough.
We can help you. How generous do you think you'd be feeling if we get this done for you?
He's like look, I'll let you keep whatever you can get out of Fwick. How about that? And we'll see how much money you got.
Sounds fair. Think we have a deal.
Great. He's like if you promise not to stir up any more shit, you can just leave the vests here and head off and go find my Verk friend and make with the warehouse thing.
I'll be right back. Mech leaves to go recover the vest from the scrap pile he threw it on.
Oh,
I
he
can
was yeah.
I think he
You
means,
guys
like,
noticed.
return them at the front.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
he-
saying.
We
Yeah.
see the monitors, the turds trailing mech. Like, do I push the button? Nah.
Next to
Yeah,
his
right.
fat
We
Charlie
just
Brown
got
walk.
Okay.
Aw.
So it is 9:00, and I feel like we're sort of hitting a good point to wrap up. Because what I have is
Yeah,
probably
my
more than
brain
an
is-
hour at the warehouse.
Short circuiting a little bit, but I did enjoy
Oh,
all
very
of
much so.
the hanging out in the Chili's Express talking about hook and tossing.
Yeah.
The meme
No,
game
it's
for
a-
Trouble and Tion is on point.
I feel like we've got a top tier meme game in this campaign.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So you guys are trying to raise money to buy a Firefly class Old Republic ship. Your characters wouldn't know this, but you guys, as the people at the table, can know. This ship is at least 4,000 or 5,000 years old. This thing is
Oh wow.
like deep Old Republic, like pre Sith Wars Old Republic.
Wow. Wait,
this
if I'm the
thing-
pilot, that means I gotta be Wash. Hell yeah. I love Wash.
We should rewatch
Yeah.
it.
Right up till he
the-
dies.
Right up to
The-
the end.
This is a Rarity 10 ship. It is basically you have to know someone who knows 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 someone to like find parts for this thing. So yes, it's a cool ship and it's very iconic, but it may be difficult to modify and upgrade. But it's also
I don't remember asking a goddamn thing.
I mean, so
Yeah.
you can't just show us a Firefly ship and expect us not
you
to
had
fawn
me at
over it.
Firefly.
Oh my god, I said 16 years ago. Firefly was 20 years ago.
Oh,
right in the nostalgia. Oh.
damn.
Cool. So that's
2003.
where we'll pick up next time. You guys are heading to investigate a warehouse that's definitely not a poorly disguised analog for Comet Ping Pong. And yeah. One other thing is going to happen, by the way, before you get as you guys set out. Snekgo.
An official hook and toss and bracket.
Yeah. Your basically cell phone starts ringing.
Who's calling?
Okay.
You got caller ID on this?
Take a look at it and don't recognize the number, but I go ahead and answer.
Oh, it's probably spam. I wouldn't have answered.
Hello, sir, this is Paul from Paul's Premium Warranty Service. Sir, we're trying to reach you about your warranty for the
God
spoiled
damn it.
gravy. Sir, and this is where we're going to do a little bit of hand waving and say, Snekgo has been haunted by Paul's Premium Warranty Service for years with these calls for extended warranties. So he is going to very itchy and scratchy saying goodbye to Poochie. I must go. My planet needs me. He is going to leave the party and say, I must go. These guys need to get their asses kicked. And that is just to say that Snekgo will be tagging out next session and probably a new character will be joining the fun.
Ooh, very
But
exciting.
basically, he's like, setting up like Archer does when he's about to go on his rampage. It's like I've got my gun out, the bandana's on, it's like I've already like put on the face paint. I'm like rampage as I slither away.
Snekgo,
Yeah.
I salute you. You're fighting the good fight. You have the bravery I could never muster. And I give you a hug and a kiss.
We
As I
wish
say
you well
farewell.
on your voyage.
Many thanks. I'll see
Okay.
you in the
I'm sorry it didn't work out
amongst the
romantically,
stars.
Snekgo. My apologies. It just wasn't meant to be.
My heart is always with only Snacks.
Go get him, son.
Oh, I'm
You're
still
our only
following you.
hope.
Don't worry. I'm still your Patreon.
The Snectrion. Yeah. Cool.